All right. What's going on, man? We back talking this boxing. What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What's going on? We in the house. This is your boy Fannon in the house with the great Drew. What is happening? What is tight? Just making sure I got my sound right. I got my sound right. Doesn't sound as good as I wanted to, but it sounds like decent sound. So we got it going on, man. What Drew, what's going on with you, sir?
Man, the weather's changing up here, man. The weather's changing up here, but it's about that time, man. I'm gonna have a good workout later. It's leg day. I'm pissed, but everything's cool, brother. Everything's cool.
You don't like leg day?
Nah, but you can't skip. You can't be walking around big up top with some toothpick legs, man. You can't. You just look silly.
Yeah.
You just look silly, man.
Yeah.
You look all right in the springtime with the fitted shirts and the baggy jogging pants, but you go to the beach, it's over. You look stupid.
Got to keep your legs. Got to keep proportion.
Yep.
Yeah, we used to get. I had the guy was in college during the same time I was there. They call him Big Little. He's call him Big Little. His ass is big as shit up top and little as shit down from the waist down. She was crazy. You're like, here come Big Little.
That's horrible, man. That's horrible, man. You never, fellas and ladies. All right, check this out, fellas. You never skip leg day. Ladies, get the hell off those leg machines in the gym, man. You know, work your lats, work your shoulders, man. You're always working your abs. You should work abs every day, but get the hell off those leg machines, man. Just stop. It's like every day. It's the same chicks every day on it. Work another body part, man. You ration it out.
Hey, they trying to get that ass fat. That's
what
they
trying. They trying. It's between that and running to the Dominican Republic to get that work done.
Oh, but, man, that too.
Every time I turn around, they squat. Not all these chicks, man, on Instagram and everything. Nobody. It's like only like 5% of those are real. Everybody else can't be walking around looking like that naturally. Nah, impossible.
Oh man, that's just so much fucking work, dog. Like I'm trying to get my head around the fact that motherfuckers are built like the way that I can only assume, dude, you one of them ripped ass dudes, dog. But God, dog, man, that takes a lot of fucking discipline, man. That's a lot of work.
Listen,
y'all motherfuckers be putting that work in. God, dog.
It's not easy, but you know, once upon a time, you know my story. Doctor was like, change or die. I was like, oh,
change.
Okay, change or die. Change it is. Change it is. So
change it is. Shit,
yep,
shit. After during the middle of one of your cooks during this show, I'm gonna go get me my garlic. I forgot to take that shit.
Man.
I forgot to take that shit this morning, man. But yeah, man. So we were talking boxing, man. This shit was just let people flow in. You know, wait till we get a couple hundred people in before we really get to cracking Drew. Y'all know how to get in contact with Drew Tight, man. Drew, tell him just, you know, for people to come to the chat on time. If y'all are not subscribed to Drew, something is fucking wrong with you. Okay? Y'all got to make that shit happen. Going ahead to subscribe to Drew Titan. Drew Titan should have at least 5,000 subs. As many people as come to Fannon Live, come to OG Boxing Talk, they listen to this man talk every day. This dude should have 5,000 subs. It's ridiculous. Okay? So make sure that you go put somebody, Riches, please make sure is a priority. That if dudes are not subscribed, that they've got to subscribe to Drew Tight, man. Show that dude the proper amount of love and respect that he deserves. Very entertaining show. It's, you know, a little bit different than mine because Drew focuses so much on fitness and wellness and things like that. So that's really great stuff. But he also does boxing interviews, which are like way better than any shit you get on my channel. So, and it's really good source information for people that might want to do videos and things, because when he interviews these fighters, they say things that you can then take as long as you credit Drew and, you know, give him his props for where the interview took place. There's plenty of information for you guys to use for videos for yourselves. So make sure you guys that are, you know, subscribe to Drew Tight, man, because he gives his time and his energy every Sunday morning, definitely to this channel, man. So I really appreciate it. Please make sure you sub, you sub to this dude, man, and give him his respect. But let's get to first things first. I pop up, freaks all the honeys, dummies. Hey, did you see the crazy ass knockout? They're saying could be like knockout of the year? Did you see that, Drew?
Zapata
versus Baranchik.
that you know what? If they want to go ahead and make that fight of the year, I ain't mad.
What? Fuck that.
Give the no names, quote unquote, some shine, man. Give them some shine. Fuck it.
They just fucking go ahead, man.
It was
more interactive. Me and you gonna be more interactive because
it was rock'em sock'em. You know, I wasn't educated on either guy, to be honest with you, but I had fun. I was just sitting there watching. I said, "Oh, knockdown! Oh, knockdown! Oh, knockdown!" I actually stood up. I said, "This was hilarious." It was like a video game, man. That shit was hilarious. And the ending knockout, oh my God, that was a. You know how he felt? You ever watch Family Guy?
Yeah.
You ever watch that shit? You know how when someone on the show, when they fall on the floor and their leg be all bent up and shit? That shit was hilarious. Oh my God. I was like, I saw it coming. That shit was hilarious, man. That shit was hilarious. So you know what? They need to invent something called comical fight of the year. That shit was comical. That was comical. They were dead serious, but it was comical, man. I haven't seen something like that in a long time. The only other weird thing I've ever seen was like a double knockout. And I saw that live. That was like crazy. Shit was funny. Double knockout. But that shit was hilarious last night.
Man, they are hailing that motherfucker like he needed. I think he beat Jose. I think he beat Jose Ramirez last time. That was because you know the title, because now Baranchik and Zapata is now a world champion. Did you know that, Drew?
No.
Yes, he's a world champion.
On the radar. World champion of what?
He's a world champion because it was for the esteemed vacant WBC super light silver. Excuse me, the WBC silver super lightweight title. That is similar to the title that was held by Dillian White. So now you know that Zapata is out. Zapata from California deserves that rematch against Jose Ramirez, because you know Jose Ramirez beat him, but you know people out there in the press riding hard for Zapata.
Now he's a hero.
Jose Ramirez. What's your thought? Do you think he's now ready for? Because he's a world champion. You think he's now ready to unify WBC titles?
My God.
See, that's how fucked up the WBC is, dog. They got so many titles in the same weight class that you can be a unified champion in the WBA or in the WBC. That's how they should do it. I'm the regular champion, I'm the franchise champion, and I'm the WBC silver champion.
Can someone tell me the history of the silver of that silver strap at that division? Can someone tell me the history of it?
I have it.
Please tell me.
There was a day, it's back, it's a little while ago, and Mauricio Suleiman was sitting across the table from his deceased father. What was this deceased father? Gilberto. Was it Gilberto Suleiman or what? What's the name?
Don't care. It's irrelevant.
Something like that. It's Mauricio Suleiman and Gilberto, something like that. One of the Suleimans, the Suleiman crew. So one day, old man, what the motherfucker's last names again? Suleiman. Old man Suleiman said, "Ouch, what the fuck is this?" And this nigga dug in his ass and whipped out the WBC silver belt, dog. And from that moment, the motherfuckers felt like it was a magical belt because they pulled it out of the ass of the founder of the WBC. That's the history. That is, for all intents and purposes, that might as well be the history of the WBC silver and the franchise belt.
Yo, check it out.
Because these Suleimans just be sitting around and just motherfucking shitting belts. This shit is terrible.
What? Here's the thing. Here's what we're not recognizing, and it's our fault. Ladies and gentlemen, take this slogan and run with it. You ready? Strap lives matter. Straps lives matter. All these belts matter. All the straps matter. So it's our fault. We need to pay attention because all of them apparently are important. So now that silver strap is everything. So fuck it.
You know you can't do that though, Drew, because I just think you came up with the best hashtag ever. Because it's not like straps like belts, but shit, guns. He's like strap saves lives. Oh, strapped lives matter. I was like, you fucking right, because them niggas would shoot the shit out you. But yeah. Go ahead, man. I just thought that. Let me get a couple of chats though, real quick, man. Right. Trace Fannon said, "What's up, Fannon? Andrew Titan and the LDBC fam. Oh man, I am happy as shit, man. I can't complain about a motherfucking thing."
It was his birthday yesterday.
Is Drew Fannon? Drew's
Drake. His birthday yesterday, I believe.
Man, I gotta do something because I ain't had this. Man. I forgot. All right, man. Hey, happy birthday. Fuck. Damn, I thought I had it. Guess I don't have it. Shit. Happy birthday, Dre's Finest. I'm looking for something I can fucking hit this gong with. I don't think I should be gonging with this motherfucker, but
nah, I don't think so.
Y'all ever want to do like decent shit? This is the shit right here. That's the shit right there. That's the shit right there. Hey man, happy birthday, Dre Finest. And to my man Sean Randolph, he said, "I seen the Fury and Breland situation last night. I knew you was gonna go in about it. Love your show and the energy you bring, man. Thank you, Sean Randolph. And you know, let's move forward a little bit, man. Let's move forward because actually that was the next discussion that we were gonna have, man. Tyson Fury hires now, not from the Mark Breland thing, but there's, I think I can't remember where I saw it, but somebody said, but I did see it months ago where Tyson Fury said that if he fired Mark Breland, that he would, if Deontay Wilder fired Mark Breland, that Tyson Fury would then hire Mark Breland. Now, when he said that some months ago, I thought to myself, if he did that and Mark Breland took it, Mark Breland would be a fucked up individual. And that would make me highly suspect of Mark Breland. Similar to the way that when Sergey Kovalev was having problems with John David Jackson, even though he wound up staying in the camp for John David Jackson for the second fight, John David Jackson gave up a bunch of information about Kovalev to Andre Ward and them. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So my thing is, look, man, some of these trainers can be some fucking bitter ass bitches, okay? Because that's exactly what John David Jackson was back in the day when he gave that information to Andre Ward. Because they were like, you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Like he gave out a whole bunch of information on him, man. And for the people that don't remember that, the coach for Andre Ward, trainer, who is Virgil Hunter, and those guys had press conferences. They were like, look, we know so many things about your camp. We know about your drinking. We know you don't like it to the body. We know you don't like this. We know you don't like that. And, you know, we're not asking for the information, but the information is just coming to us. John David Jackson was a whole for doing that to Sergey Kovalev when doing that to Sergey Kovalev because he and Sergey Kovalev had difficulties. If Deontay Wilder, what would your thoughts be if Mark Breland went to work for Tyson Fury? But let me get to a couple more super chats. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hold this super chats for a second. I'm going to put this until we get all the way through this. So number one, Drew, please address Sean Randolph's question. And then let me know what you think about whether or not what would your thoughts be if Breland was hired by by Tyson Fury?
Fury runs his mouth. He could put he could dangle the carrot in front of the donkey, but the donkey ain't got to bite it. You understand? If Breland goes, then he spiked the water. It's as simple as that. If Breland goes, he spiked the water. I don't care how slow he talked now. You know what this comparison to? This is obviously a play, because really think about it. For years, all we heard was Breland's not really a great coach because all Wilder has is a right hand and he can't box. So what the fuck could he bring to Tyson Fury's camp other than his face? Other than his face. Who was Manny Pacquiao's dietitian? What was that guy's name again? Remember that guy?
Or are you talking about the
strength and conditioning?
Alex Ariza.
Alex Ariza. You remember when Floyd hired him?
Yeah.
That was a play. Alex Ariza couldn't bring nothing to his camp other than his face. This is the same situation here. So Fury is pulling every rabbit out of the hat.
He could bring things to him. Shit, you don't even know how much fucking dude. Alex Ariza probably got sparring tapes and shit on Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, of course. That's what I'm saying. It'll be a whole move, but other than his face, as far as technique, no. But who knows? Like other information, more than likely, he probably could share a thing or two. And we don't know if they split. We don't know if it was mutual. We don't know if they had an argument. We were hearing things right after fight night about him crying outside the locker room and not being allowed in. I don't know how much of that is true, because the TV said a lot of things, but we weren't there. And my thing is this: it might be a mutual agreement for all we know. Lennox Lewis got Emmanuel Stewart midway through his career, and it's not necessary. It doesn't mean that the trainer that you've been with since you was 12 years old is a bad guy. All it means is that you've learned all you can learn from him. In order to reach the next level, you have to make some changes. It might not be for the worse. It's like, you've learned all you learned in high school. Now it's time to go to college. Now you've learned all you learned in college. Now it's time for real life. You know what I mean? So it might be a mutual agreement. And that's probably why, Fury's probably assuming, because when you read that, I got a couple of texts. My boy hits me up and says, this is something about perception. My boy hits me up and says, Breland left Wilder. That's exactly what he said in the text. Then I'm reading other headlines. Wilder fires Breland. You get what I'm saying? It's all about perception. Did he leave him? Was he fired? Or did they come to a mutual understanding saying, look, I have to go in another direction to fight this guy. I've learned all I can learn from you. I have to add someone to the camp. We don't even know who he's adding to the camp. We're hearing all of these things. And the fight, to me, well, it was right around the corner. It was right around the corner. So we don't know what happened. Some people are assuming the worst. Some people, like myself, I'm unbothered by it. But as far as Fury's concerned, of course, he's pulling every rabbit out of the goddamn hat. He's trying to make a play. I honestly believe he don't even want to get in the fucking ring because he won't be able to cheat. No more glove games. No more poison in the water. I don't go fuck what anyone thinks. The man was poisoned, but that's a whole other topic. And now he hears that this is happening in the camp. He wants to hire Breland. He wants information. He needs more information. This is a guy who's one of the best heavyweight boxers in this era. He needs all this information. You beat him so easy the second time, right? And you need all this information. Yeah, so if Breland goes over there for the money and for whatever reason, he'll be completely off code, and it'll be a whole move. It'll definitely be a whole move, but we'll see what happens. I'm unfazed and I'm unconcerned, really, because I still stand on it, man. Wilder's gonna knock the shit out this guy. He's gonna knock the shit out of this guy, and you're gonna see a big difference in this third fight. you're gonna see a big difference. He ain't gonna take charge in the center of the ring. He's gonna be on his toes. He's gonna be on the balls of his feet again. You're gonna know from round one. But yeah, but Breland, if he goes over there, in my opinion, he spiked the water, and he was the problem because we're finding out a lot of shit behind the scenes. But whatever. But that's my opinion on it. You're on mute.
Sorry about that. Yeah, hey, well, I'm not an behind the scene guy at all, but it might be good for a couple minutes if you just if because I know that you're familiar with a lot of the stuff and had people on your channel that are in Deontay Wilder's camp, right?
I haven't.
You didn't have Tay. Tay Brown? Is it Tay?
No, I didn't have. No, Tay wasn't on my show.
Oh, okay.
He was on Blue's show, and he was on he was on Fred's show.
Yeah. So okay. So there's some background on the information. So like, can you explain what the conversation and what you know about why Breland why Breland was fired? Like, what are the? Because I'm gonna like step away for a second, but let me say what's up to everybody in the chat. Well, let me do this and get through these super chats. But then after that, man, I think that it's only right not to talk around the subject. And, you know, Drew, so if you can give them, after I read these super chats, if you could give people an idea about the reasons why Mark Breland was fired. Time to Annie up said, salute Drew. Let me get to the super chats and we'll come back right back to that. I was just giving you a second. Salute Fannon, Drew in the chat. I see that cheating piece of shit. Javier Capetillo has a trainer's license again and was in the PBC Fighters Corner last night. Luke Santamara, who, in my opinion, beat Kroll. Oh man, for real? Now, why is Javier Capetillo a cheater again? Was he responsible for like loaded gloves or something, or some fucked up gloves in Maidana's camp or something? What is that exactly?
His Margarito's in the middle of that somewhere, I believe.
Oh, so yeah, I think that's Margarito. I can't remember who. Or he's his nephew or something like that.
Yeah, yep, that's it.
Right, it's his nephew or something. So, all right, and then let me get this other super chat, man. Man, thank you guys so much for your support, man. It really does mean a lot. All of these super chats are going specifically somewhere. And it is a cause that I represent to you. You guys would think would be a very good one. So thank you guys so much for your contributions to the super chat. Thank you so very much. And then with that, I do believe that means that we're caught up. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. All right. So Drew, why exactly do you think he got fired? And then I'll be back in like maybe 5 minutes. But you chop it up heavy, okay? But try not to, you know what I mean? Try not to get.
I know how to do.
Try not to. Like I said, I'm trying to earn money. Like this show right here is to earn money for something. Okay, so please don't get me demonetized. Oh, you fucking gone? See, damn, how the fuck that happened? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's rock.
What happened?
I don't know. What the hell that was. Man. That's crazy.
All right, good, man. Hold on. So what were we going to talk about?
Mark Breland, why I think he was fired.
Yeah, why was he? Yeah, like above the board reasons, below the board reasons, all of that good shit. Get good with it, dog. Go ahead and get good with it. We can do the gossipy shit. We just fans anyway, man.
No doubt. All right, family. I got you. I'm also reading a little bit of the chat at the same time. All right. Here's what I believe, and this is just me personally. I haven't spoken to anybody in the camp. I haven't spoken to anybody that talks to Deontay directly, like 78 or like Blue or Fred or anybody. But this is what I believe happened, and it's what I stated. I believe that Deontay, after the fight, after the second fight, I think right then and there he realized he had, first of all, when fighters lose, they're there's just like a bunch of emotions going through, and for the most part, Deontay, he keeps that under control, but we're human, and at that point, he may have realized that Mark is a cool dude, but you know what? I've learned all I can learn from this guy, and you heard rumors that Sunday. You heard rumors that Sunday that Breland got fired, if you remember. You heard the rumors there. None of it was true. It was all propaganda. You also find out that the shit that I ignored for 8 days about the floppy gloves and everything else. But when you take all of that into consideration, plus Breland stopped the fight. We hear things like, oh, well, he saved his life or whatever. Okay, cute. But at the end of the day, Mark works for Deontay. Put all that friendship shit aside, man. This is a business. Mark works for Deontay. And the first thing he said when they threw in the towel was, why'd you stop the fight? Why'd you stop the fight? And if that's how he wanted to go out, that's how he wanted to go out. And it was a judgment call. We could say it was a good call, but Deontay Wilder said it was a bad call, and he didn't react emotionally. He didn't react emotionally at that time. You understand? He didn't fire him right then and there on the spot, contrary to popular belief. ESPN was saying that. It was like they were trying to dictate everything, talking about the heavy suit, and he fired him. And then I heard a rumor about Breland being on the outside of the locker room crying because he got fired. No. Maybe he was sitting outside of the locker room pissed off that his guy lost like that. I can also say maybe he was mad at himself for allowing the water to get poisoned. I don't know. This is all speculation, right? It's all speculation. Oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? I allowed this to happen. I took some peyote and sold this brother out. I don't know. Maybe someone was threatening his family. We all know that Tyson Fury has mob ties. We all know that, right? We do know that, right? We do know that, right? This is the kind of guy we're dealing with. So I think, though, that after careful consideration, he knows that Mark has taken him as far as he needed to go. And he needs to learn something new. And we don't even know who he brought in this camp. We're coming up with all these names. We hear Floyd Mayweather. We're hoping it's Buddy McGirt. We heard a bunch of names. We don't know. We don't know. What I do know is that you see the boxing potential in Deontay Wilder, and he has a frame. How dope would it be if he had the skill set of a Tommy Hearns? Think about that for a second. That was something I always said about Paul Williams. I always used to say, man, I wish Paul Williams had the skill set of Tommy Hearns, and I wish that Tommy Hearns had the chin of Paul Williams. You understand? It's a beautiful thing if you really think about it. Can you imagine if Deontay Wilder, he already has a chin. Can you imagine if he had a Tommy Hearns skill set? So all these things we wish, because we know the brother loses rounds, man. He be losing the entire fight. I mean, let's keep it a buck. 8-round fight, he's losing 5 rounds, and then he clubs you with the right hand, and none of that shit matters anymore. I mean, really think about it. Really think about it. So now all he's doing is making a change, and that's what I'm saying. When you hear things about changes in the camp, everyone gets into an uproar. Oh my God! I'm even reading people saying, "Oh man, he's ungrateful." Mark Breland got him all the way here. Yeah, but you the same guy that says Mark Breland's a horrible coach for not teaching him how to box. You're always saying that Mark Breland's a horrible coach because all he has is a right hand. 40 fights later, all he has is a right hand, and now the brother decides to make a change, and that's still a problem? You should be happy he fired Mark Breland at this point, right? Right. So there's a dozen ways you could look at this. I'm just gonna go with the it was a mutual agreement. We're not hearing anything concrete about something happening in the camp, about a drag out fight and a cussing match. We're not hearing anything about that. All we're hearing is that they severed ties. And matter of fact, we don't know if he was fired or Breland left or they came to a mutual understanding. We don't know. It depends on what kind of fan you are to assume the worst. And some of you grown ass people, y'all need to stop gossiping like little girls, man. Don't y'all know jealousy is a female trait, man? What's wrong with y'all? You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my boy. He texts me. He on the West Coast, so he's like a whole 4 hours behind. And I read the text, and I said, And the brother says to me, Breland left Wilder. And then I pulled up an article online, and it says Deontay fires Breland. So it's all about perception. You understand, family? You know what I'm saying? It's all about perception. All right? We don't know what happened. I'm sure Blue or Fred or 78 has the real story. I'm sure they do. You know, I don't talk to the camp. I talk to people who talk to the camp. And y'all know those sources, that the names that I just mentioned, those sources are official. Y'all know that. But camps change all the time. I'll give you a prime example of that. Look at the first Gaddy Ward fight. The very, very first Gaddy Ward fight. And you look at that, that was a classic match, right? Gaddy, right after that fight, ran out and got a hold of who? Buddy McGirt. Buddy McGirt added another maybe 5 years to Gaddy's career, man. He added another 5 years to his career. Gaddy came out and he started boxing. He clearly beat Mickey Ward. Mickey Ward in the second and third fight, he really couldn't deal with Gaddy. He wasn't used to that. And Gaddy in one fight changed how he fought. Dre Fannon, exactly, man. Jealousy is a female trait. On guard, it's a female trait. You know, yeah, in one fight, Gaddy changed his entire style. And there lied the problem with Mickey Ward. It was a different fight. It wasn't the same fight. All right. So it is possible for fighters to just need some fine tuning. And for 40 fights, let's keep it honest, man. We all know Deontay Wilder, that's our guy. But we also acknowledge that he had some issues. I mean, look at what was happening with King Kong Ortiz. Look what was happening with King Kong Ortiz, man. He was getting outboxed. And let me tell you something, man. That man's a southpaw. King Kong Ortiz is every bit of 6'5", 240 pounds. Dangerous guy. All right? I'm going to reiterate, southpaw. And Deontay got the better of him. But if you really think about it, you know, if Deontay was more disciplined in certain spots of the fight, and he did things different, he'd have made the fight a lot easier. He's 6'7", punching downwards with that long-ass jab. You understand? And I understand the brother got started late, but again, I love to use the Tommy Hearns analogy. If he had a skill set like Tommy Hearns, this guy would be the most dangerous heavyweight of all time. He's one of them now, but he would be the most dangerous of all time with a Tommy Hearns skill set. And changing trainers is not necessary. He didn't. This wasn't for us to assume that this was something out of a bad situation. That's poor judgment on our end, and that's playing into what the haters are doing. That's playing into what they want to believe. For all we know, and what I'm going with is this was a mutual understanding. You know, Mark, you brought me here. I need to make some changes, and you know, this is business, man. And Mark knows sometimes trainers can't do what you need done. He needs something else done to ensure his victory. We always say, you know, he can't rely on that right hand, man. That luck's going to run out sooner or later. It's going to run out sooner or later. And okay, let's put the cheating aside. That happened. But the luck ran out in the rematch. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. The luck ran out in the rematch. You're Fannon, you in like 8 places at once. That is hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. I just ran through the house, man. I just had to take care of something. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, so we're in we're in a spot. You go ahead.
Let me get a couple of these super chats. Mr. Mechanical, because I was really running behind. My bad. Mr. Mechanical said, "What's up, Fannon? They passing out belts like candy on Halloween, man. Absolutely, dude. It's absolutely ridiculous, but that's boxing, man. And we'll talk more about that subject throughout the show." Dre's finally said, "Thanks, man, fam. Happy 57th to me. Living life, man. Happy birthday, man, to my man." Dre's finest, man. And Tom Danny up. Much love in that super chat, man. As well as Mr. Mechanical. Return of the Gong. Thank you very much, man. Thank you guys so much for your support. Bo One said if Breland goes over there, hopefully he'll be a mold for Wilder. I don't think so, man. I think when you get fired, dog, you don't necessarily feel like, unless you're getting some bunch of other fighters to train that are related to that, kind of like Ben Davidson or something like that, somebody who never really should have been with Tyson Fury to begin with. Unless you're that type of person, nah, I see him being kind of, because he doesn't really, I don't see him training a lot of other fighters anyway, So we'll see, man. Eric Jenkins said, from a fan salute chat, hey, salute to you. Thank you so much, loving that super chat, man. King Beef said, Breland is the reason Wilder is alive to fight again, man. See, it's stupid shit like this that, let me tell you, man, exactly why that's some stupid shit. How do you know? You thought he was going to die? There's been people beat up much worse than that dude in fights. All right? You just saw Breland get his ass. You saw that one dude get his ass knocked down like how many times? Like 3 times in the fourth in one round. I think they counted 2 of them. Could have been 3. Also knocked down and knocked down again. And then he knocked out Breland. What about Diego Corrales? And Diego Corrales and
Jose Luis Castillo.
Did he die from that? What about Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. against Meldrick Taylor when he was getting his ass whooped? And he pulled that out in the 12th round.
Marquez got dropped 3 times in the first fight against Pacquiao in the first round.
Exactly. Marquez got dropped 3 times in the first fight against Manny Pacquiao. And Andre Ward got dropped in the first round or second round against Kovalev. See, dude, it's real funny how certain people, or not just certain people, because I think we all do it as boxing fans, but because I think it's a human instinct. Like, these are natural type of bullshit ass arguments to make self-serving ass arguments. Breland ain't mad shit. Breland's his trainer, right?
Yeah.
If Breland's his trainer, and you guys say he's so fucking such a terrible fighter, then how is he why is he the reason Deontay Wilder's alive? Seems like the reason, if Deontay Wilder is as unskilled as some of you guys claim he is, then I would really say that, Deontay Wilder is alive in spite of Mark Breland. Because you can't, just like Drew said, you can't have both ways. You can't say that Mark Breland didn't teach Deontay Wilder anything, and he's such a terrible fighter, but then say because he stopped the fight, he saved his life. No, dude, if he was his job is to teach the dude, his primary job is to help Deontay win, not to decide it's time that he loses. If he truly in his mind believes that Deontay Wilder is seriously going to get hurt, then yeah, he did the right job. He made the right decision, but he still deserves to be fired because Deontay Wilder told him not to do it. Okay? And we'll never know if Deontay Wilder could have overcome it because he wasn't given the opportunity, despite specifically telling Mark Breland that he wanted the opportunity. No. Because at least if he would have got to the 10th round or 12th round, in Deontay Wilder's mind, he would have felt like I gave it everything. You know what I mean? And Deontay Wilder been saying he wanted to catch a body. So why would he want something that he's not willing to give himself? So it makes 100% sense why he would be upset with Mark Breland for doing that. But you gotta, get off of your desire. If you truly don't see that, then you need to get off of your desire to win an argument. Just like Deontay Wilder's a bad fighter. I've been saying it for years, and I want to win. And I want to win an argument no matter what. You know what I mean? So you just go with any shit that pops into your brain. Nah, man, that's some fucking horse shit, dude. Just straight up and down. You on that horse pucky, dude. Stephen Young, man, thank you so much for supporting the chat. We'll go to a very good call. Much love in that super chat. Thank you so much. Boxing Mind TV said, "What up, fellas? Blu-ray didn't say he was back training Errol Spence the other day when he was talking to Blue Blood." Add a question mark to the video then. I heard he was. I heard he was. It's his gossipy shit, but if he says he's not, did he say he was not? Or did he not say whether he was or was not? That would be good to know because I did not watch the show. But educate me so I can be so that I can know. And thank you so much for your support for the cause. New Fat Boy Fitness said, "Good morning, gentlemen. Salute, yes sir. Salute to you. Much love in that super chat."
Corey, what up?
Appreciate it more than you know.
That's my dude right there.
What do you say?
That's my dude. That's my dude right there.
Fat Boy Fitness. Yeah, dog. Y'all motherfuckers, both big motherfuckers, both make me sick. When I'm working, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, new Fat Boy Fitness. Yeah, I've seen him on your channel, right?
Yep.
Big dude, right?
Yes,
real big dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cut. That's my man.
Yeah, y'all fucking overactive ass niggas. I'm trying to catch up for real. I'm jealous. That's my hatred in that situation is truly jealousy. I do want to be big, into my 60s. I want to be a 60-year-old dude to be like, damn, that motherfucker's 60 for real? Yeah, I'm 60.
That's how we gotta be.
You know what I mean? That's what I want to be. That type shit. Yeah. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to my man, New Fat Boy Fitness, and my man, Big Dog Willie. Fuck Dillian White. Announcement. Fuck Dillian White. Big Dog Willie, you get that shit for free every motherfucking time I see you, dog. Salute Drew, Fannon in the chat, man. Thank you so much for always hold me down, Big Dog Willie, man. Thank you so much, man. And like I said today, for sure, it is going to a worthy cause. Thank you very, very much, dog. Sika said, "What's up? What's good?" Fannon, that dumb comment that that wasn't the brightest shit on the planet, dog. But we're gonna move forward in this discussion too, because we have covered the Deontay Wilder thing. Strictly Talk Boxing says sometimes a coach has to save a fighter from himself. I think that Mark should have stopped the fight before he did. As a true fighter, you want to go out on your shield, save his life is a stretch, but he did the right thing. Yeah, I agree, man. Strictly Boxing Talk. I don't have a problem with the stoppage. I also don't have a problem with the firing either. You know what I mean? Like, because it's just what it is, man. It's like, dude, he's like, I can knock the dude out. You got to give me my shot, man. This shit is not easy to get to. So, but it is what it is, man. Boxing Mind TV said he said he wasn't yet, hasn't been contacted. So that's just done. So he just ain't done it. So good to know. Thank you, Boxing Mind TV. Much love in the super chat to Strictly Talk Boxing and Boxing Mind TV, man. Thank you guys for your support. And now I know. He said, if your fighter tells you to never throw in the towel, then you don't. It's really simple. That's tough as shit. My man, Frank Cook Ford, man, I hope you're doing well driving, man. Says, salute for Fanon and everyone checking in to show support. Peace, everybody. Man, thank you for the support, man. And like I said, for show today, No, that is going to a great cause. Thank you very much, man. And pretty much my sole focus in a lot of ways for a minute. Gotta love it, man. Gotta love life, man. So let's shift the conversation, dog, to the great. Let's go to Errol Spence, dog. Let's go to Errol Spence. So, Errol Spence did not hire a new strength and conditioning coach. However, he does. Let's assume for a second, dude, that this dude is looking as good as Jermell Charlo, like looks in that type of shape, the same physical shape that Jermell Charlo was in his last fight. What happens to Danny Garcia, man? Oh, and what is there's better yet, but fuck all that. What's the this pound for pound thing, man? Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford. If Errol Spence Jr. beats Danny Garcia, what's the situation with the pound for pound? And I want people in the chat to put it in there, dog. Rank these three fighters: Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford, and Jermell Charlo. Please rank those fighters.
Oh boy.
Rank those fighters, dog. Now fuck all that pound for pound, because I don't want to bring in anything to do with Lomachenko or any of those other guys. I don't want to hear Canelo. I don't want to hear Canelo, none of that. Hey, you gotta put Spence 1, Charlo 2. Damn, Lam C got Terence Crawford at number 3.
Crawford got
no, but Drew, what's your thoughts on that, man? Man, what's your thoughts on that matter, man?
Crawford is 3, no matter. I mean, Spence and Charlo, they're interchangeable. If that's the case, then Spence got to stay at 3 in this situation.
You got to choose.
All right, so I'm
no easy way out, dog. You got to choose.
All right, so since boxing is a what have you done for me lately, sport. Lately, the Charlos, both of them brothers, literally, both of the brothers, they've performed. So I'm gonna put Charlo at 1, Errol at 2, and Crawford at 19. I'm being a dick.
I mean, 3 motherfuckers in there. You just to vote because default becomes 3. It just goes 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. You know what I'm saying? You just
look, man. You can't listen, man. We've tried. Oh my God, we've tried with Bud, man. Let's be honest. What has he done? How about this? What could he have done at 147? All right, what could he have done? We know what he could have done. He just didn't do it. And stop using Errol as a scapegoat. Fuck that. It was his job to disrupt all of his plans. And plus 60-40 was on the table. He should have took it. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man. That ain't right, man.
Man, look, man. Bud upset me, man. Bud upset me. I was one of the guys rooting for him. I wanted the Errol Spence fight as bad as everybody else, man. It was his job to disrupt that shit. It was his job to disrupt it. You don't want, he said, Errol said, I'm going to clean up my side of the street, then I'm going to come for you. Or you could take the 60-40. Who the fuck was Bud to say, yo, I ain't taking 60-40? My nigga, you just got here. Take the 60-40. You're going to whip his ass, get the rematch, and then make him take the 60-40. I can't believe that this is even a fucking argument. This is ridiculous. Come on, man. Then Sean Porter's my good friend. I don't want to fight him. Then Keith Thurman saying your name. You don't want to fight him. Get the fuck out of here, man. Stop. Stop with the bullshit. In this scenario, Bud is 3 all the way around, man. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, Bud, man. We used to love you. Now we just like you. Now we just put up with you. It's ridiculous. Bud is like the fucking cousin that comes to visit. I mean, that's family, but that nigga always pee in the bed. They say, yo, come on, man. You 10 years old. Stop this shit. What's wrong with you? Bud's the cousin that come over and pee the bed. The fuck out of here, man. Damn, man, we love you.
Call this nigga a potty bed, man. Come on, man. That ain't fucking.
Come on, man. You make him sleep on the floor, man. Come on, bud. All the potential in the world. You know what I'm saying? All the accomplishments in the world. You're undefeated, man. Come on, man. And we still are not. Well, all right. You're fighting Kell Brook. We don't even know. We don't know what the fuck you're doing, man. But we know this. We know this. If you fuck around in your next fight and you look bad or you look normal or you get dropped, because now you just put the microscope that much closer on you. And what's going to happen is we're going to take that microscope now and hold it under the sun. We're going to burn your ass. If you fought, we're going to talk about how stink it is.
Hold on, man. Let me ask you a question, man. Doug. All for real. These are my three. 1, Terence Crawford. 2, Errol Spence. 3, Jermell. 3, Jermell.
I like to buy a vowel.
You out of money, nigga. I'll loan it to you. What vowel would you like to buy, dog?
I'd like to buy an A.
Yes. What does the shit spell?
Ass. How you got Bud? How you got Bud? How does Bud go at number 1? Oh.
All right, I'm going to tell you why Bud goes number 1.
Yeah, hit me with it. Let's hear this.
All right, man. Bud is number 1 because the reason that Bud I'm talking about number 1, just fighters. I ain't say welterweight and all that shit. Just fighter. The reason is because Bud has, I can't justify it really. No, seriously, I'm just fucking with you. I just want to throw Bud underneath the bus. I can defend Bud on that shit. I'm just fucking with you. Seriously, man, because the motherfucker's a beast, man. He's a beast. Dude, athletically, he's extremely, extremely fast, right? Mm-hmm. He's got great defense when he wants to. He can get chinny. The only real weakness is, he looks a little chinny. But, he can box from the outside. He can brawl. He's fought in multiple weight classes. He has beaten the best guys in the divisions where they were when he was there at 135 and 140. I don't think we should just completely throw everything the dude has done out in the past when you talk about who in a pound for pound type of situation. I don't want to throw all that out, which is why I had him in number 1, right? Now, Jermell, for me, makes, big leap into the number 3 position with the win over Jason Rosario. But, at the end of the day, shit. He ain't that heat ain't like it was is it welterweight. Now, in defense of Jermell, Terence, for Errol, I have to give you this. Well, I give it to this. Errol becomes number 1 depending on who Bud fights next. Okay? Bud ain't got no fucking room for error. Now, even though we are right up on the time in which he has no room for error, E-R-R-O-R, that doesn't mean that he's already past it. I'm not going to assume that the next fight that he's not going to fight like Kell Brook and absolutely demolish Kell Brook, or Kell Brook catches him and, Kell Brook has like some vintage ass performance and it winds up being some shit that he should be credited for. You know what I mean? If he does something like that, then he stays because Errol's fighting Danny. Danny is better than Kell, but Kell is still, it's acceptable. So it addresses the fact that he's not fought anybody, right? But even after that, Bud, you got to come with some other shit after that too, because Errol's just, Errol, if there's anybody over Bud, it would be Errol, but I still can't do that yet because I got to see him get past Danny Garcia. I have to, because number 1, I have a personal bias in favor of Errol Spence Jr. that I must acknowledge. Okay? I have to. I like Errol Spence Jr., and I think Terence Crawford is a bit of a dick. So I have to, I gotta balance my shit with the fact that I like one guy and I think the other guy's a bit of a dick. But the other guy that's a dick can fight. You see what I'm saying? But Jermell can't be over those guys yet because on the real, he got beat by Tony Harrison.
You got that back.
Huh?
He ran that right back too.
He did run it right back, but he got beat by Tony Harrison. You don't erase that. Just like Tyson Fury doesn't erase the draw and the fact that he was flat on his back 2 times because he won the second fight. I'm not going to I cannot discount. I cannot discount what Terence Crawford did at 140, whole weight classes and 140 and an undisputed championship. I cannot dispute that. I can't.
Then why? Okay, so then the same reasons we're giving Terence a difficult time is the same reason why we give Canelo a difficult time. It's some of what he's done and what he could have done and didn't do, and him popping dirty. All of that is relevant, which is why I don't have him on any of my list either, because of him popping dirty and the things that he could have done. There was things that Terence he had options, man.
Yeah, but Bud ain't as bad as Canelo, man.
No, nowhere near as bad. But if we're gonna talk about what he's done at 147, okay, he comes up. He was given. Everyone knew he was gonna beat Jeff Horn. He was given the WBO, the Bob Arum, the World Bob Arum title. He was given that title. Well, all right. Well, you know what? That's unfair. He fought for it and he won it. Okay, let's just say that. Okay, he fought for it. He won it. Okay. His own promoter jerked him out of the Manny Pacquiao fight, and he stayed. So now he comes up. He unifies 140. That's great. He becomes undisputed. Moves up to 147. Talks a bunch of shit. And Errol states his position. And instead of putting Errol in a position where he had to acknowledge him, he does nothing. All these people looking for smoke, he does nothing. But Errol said, you know what? I'm going to clean up my side of the street. But if you take this 60-40, we can get it cracking tomorrow. He said, no, I'm 50-50. Nigga, what? No, you just got here. Stop playing with me.
I don't think it was like that. But hold on one second, man. Hold on one second, Dre. I don't think it went down like that. However, dog, I'm not going to sit here and defend Terence Crawford at 147 at all. I refuse to try to do that because you can't. The shit at 147 has been a big ball of fucking trash. Okay? And I have been saying the shit from the beginning with a bunch of... It's funny how motherfuckers jump on the bandwagon later on. Now, I see y'all in the comment section like my man saying Andreas Lee. See, you ain't been around, Andreas, when you can't save him for 9. No, I can't. It's not within my power to save people from their own fucking foolishness. Okay? And I have to say that. I have to pause this chat to say that. Because that applies in a lot of situations. It is not up for me, for you to fix fucking your stupidity. Okay? And I'm not going to fix your stupidity. I've been telling Bud. I've been telling Bud for years. In other situations too, nobody has been on Bud like I've been on Bud, dog. Nobody. Everybody else back a year and a half ago was all on Errol Spence Jr.'s back about Bud's the new boogeyman. Bud's the new. They was trying to push the boogeyman shit. Okay? Matter of fact, half of you Negroes who are now on Terence Crawford's back like that were one of the main people pushing. Oh, Bud just doesn't call people out. Bud just doesn't have to call people out because he's Bud. Fuck out of here. You remember when y'all used to be like that? Bud doesn't have to call people out because he's Bud. Well, Bud ain't fought nobody. Bud doesn't have to fight anybody because it's Bob Arum's fault that Bud's not fighting anyone. So Bud ain't got to call nobody out. Do you remember how long it was to even get Bud to ask for a fucking fight?
Yep.
Dog, that's what it was a year and a half ago. Right after the Mikey Garcia fight, you hating motherfuckers, okay? You niggas hated on Errol. See, you don't think I don't know that most of you motherfuckers is Errol haters, okay? You some Errol hating motherfuckers out there, okay? But now that Terence Crawford shit is so fucking deflated, you can't help but shit on Terence because Terence, you can't defend him. Okay, other than to say he doesn't deserve to be out of the pound for pound situation because he's fought in 3 different weight classes. Okay, I mean, he's won all the belts in one. He was the best in another. And now we're waiting for him to fight somebody. But shit, okay, I can't defend him in 147. But still, don't act like you motherfuckers ain't really just over here open that you can slip out with something. Because I know you niggas don't even fuck with Errol. Just don't nobody want to talk about Keith Thurman. And the only thing people can say about Terence Crawford is that he's a duck. But I remember, don't think I don't remember it. I remember it. I remember all the sweat. I remember all of the me having live streams. So, because like people think, you know, hey, I will say this, hey, Drew, you know how people might be thinking like on certain subjects in boxing right now that I may not be participating appropriately?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, is that something you're familiar with?
Yeah, I am.
Right. So, I've been through many of those circumstances. The original circumstance, though, was Bud. Because when everybody attacked Errol Spence Jr. in a fucking press conference that was about Sean Porter and Errol Spence Jr. Sean Porter and Errol Spence Jr. Because Errol Spence Jr. was in the ring and called Sean Porter out. These motherfuckers literally changed the whole conversation to Errol's ducking Bud. It was like, what the fuck? That. Do you remember that?
I remember that. He calls out Sean Porter, but he was ducking Bud. I clearly remember that.
And it was at a Sean Porter press conference. Like, why the fuck would Errol be sitting at a Sean Porter press conference when it was like, hey, babe, can you hit that door? You know, why would Errol Spence Jr. be calling Terence Crawford out at a Sean Porter press conference? That shit made no fucking sense to me, other than to redirect the fucking conversation and attack Errol Spence. Nigga, the shit that I said was happening to one fighter already happened to another one. It was Errol Spence.
Yep.
Attack the shit out of Errol Spence for that shit. But now that nobody can say anything, everybody want to act like, oh, it's just so obvious that Terence Crawford needs to fight somebody. Bullshit. It wasn't fucking obvious when you was calling Errol Spence Jr. a ducker. Because y'all was claiming Errol Spence Jr. was ducking Terence Crawford. Now you're claiming Terence Crawford is doesn't deserve to be in the top 3 because he ain't fighting nobody. Man, get the fuck up out of here. You some motherfucking fake-ass flip-floppers, okay? I'm just telling you flat to y'all some fake-ass flip-floppers. They just take any side of the fucking argument that you think is winnable, that most people want to hear. But as soon as most people start saying something else, magically motherfuckers' opinions change.
Yep.
Like fucking just boop, boop, all of a sudden, whoa! Fucking Harry Potter shows up, waves a fucking wand, and you see the light. Get the fuck out of here with them lies, man. Stop fucking lying, dog. Stop that shit. Y'all niggas do not rock with half the fighters motherfuckers be saying they rock with, they don't even rock with. For real. Because hell no. Oh, Dashiki Jones, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back to your super chat. Dashiki, hey, much love in that super chat. I'm gonna read it, but I gotta go back in the chat now and get it. Bo won in that super chat, man. And thank you guys so much for supporting the cause. He said EJ is the best in 147. Bud is still top 3 pound for pound. Does that make sense? Yes, it makes perfect sense to me. I got Bud at number 1 pound for pound if it wasn't for the ducking. But I was just being spiteful when I put the asterisk on there. Because, you know what I'm saying? I was just being purely spiteful when I did that, dude. Because, seriously, man, some of y'all, can we have some core principles that we apply to fighters?
Absolutely not.
Like, it just don't seem to me, Drew, that anybody has core, like, no, some people do. But where you have a core principle about fighters in general, and then you apply that core principle to every fighter, no matter what. But it just seems to me, dude, like that's how you allow like things that are hypocritical, and you just don't say shit when it's like blatantly fucking hypocritical, you know, like blatantly fucking hypocritical. The whole WBC franchise thing.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Everybody in boxing knows that's the way to duck mandatories. And half of the media ain't saying jack shit about it, man.
But if it's your guy that you root for unconditionally, then that franchise championship works out fine for you and your principles. If Lomachenko's your guy and Canelo's your guy, then you're loving this, and you're loving the legacy being tainted, and that's just not opinion. That's just facts. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko asked for that label. He got it, and boom, no Devin Haney. That's what happened. All right? You know, Canelo asked for that, was given that. He's gone all the way up to 175. You know, he could fight anywhere, 154, 160, 168, 175. He could fight a heavyweight if he wants to. He's not going to lose it. That thing gives him that shit is like the infinity gauntlet of boxing right now. He could do any fucking thing with that thing. He could literally, you know, he could say, I want to fight Deontay Wilder, and they'll make that fight happen.
Oh,
it'll be suicide.
Fucking Canelo?
Yeah. Do anything with that damn thing.
Yes, sir. Hey, Corey McGowan said, smash that like button, Slime. Yes, sir. Smash that like button. I ain't really looking at the like button, but because if you guys like it, dude, here's the thing, man. Again, this is how this works. The people in the super chat are the ones that are paying for the chat. Okay. This shit costs money. It takes people's time. Okay. Drew is here so that you guys subscribe to his channel and then watch his videos. Okay. That's what he gets out of this. Okay. Go to his channel, subscribe to his channel. His channel should have at least 5,000 subs. Okay. Please. That's why I have people on the channel on Sunday mornings, because I want you to see their content. I want you to support their content. So please do me a favor and go over there if you don't super chat or if you're not a channel member. If you super chat, that's what I would prefer. And then if you go over there and subscribe, I don't even give a fuck if you like. Okay? Or you dislike. But if you don't subscribe to Drew, if you're not supporting the cause with a super chat or with being a channel member, then hit the like or the dislike. It's you know, there's options for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But we'll be here every week. I'm here every week, same time. You know, I'm so sorry I was late by 3 minutes today, but that's typically all I'm going to do. I'm not going to disrespect you by being ridiculously late or, you know, just pop it on whenever and however, and not when you don't know and it's predictable where you can find the content. So in exchange for the consistency and the fact that dudes like Drew Titan, that guy over there, knows his shit. And I know, you know, come on, man, hit the like button, subscribe to Drew, or hey, the super chats are appreciated today because again, this is for a specific cause and we definitely need it and we definitely appreciate it. Do those things, man. You know what I mean? And if you want to say fuck all that, just, you know, go ahead, man. Don't do any of that shit. And in your heart, sit there and say, yeah, I got Fannon. I didn't do jack shit, but give him a view and watch time. You know what I'm saying? It's going to work anyway. If you can hear these words, you supporting the cause anyway. So hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, dog. And my man Drew, yes, that's because my man Corey McGowan said, smash the like button, Slime. Thank you. And Player Made for Life says, salute Fannon, Drew, and the entire LDBC. This Dallas, where does that put Jamal on the pound for pound list? He smacks up Canelo. Number one. He goes number one. The only thing that would prevent anybody from going number one if Jamal beat Canelo is whoever wins Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford. Or if Terence Crawford beat Jamal Charlo. If Terence Crawford beat Jamal Charlo, he's number one pound for pound. Everybody can shut the fuck up. If he beats Errol Spence Jr., he's pound for pound number one. Everybody can shut the fuck up. If Errol Spence Jr. beats Terence Crawford, Danny Garcia, then Sean Porter again, and Errol Spence Jr. #1, everybody can shut the fuck up. If Danny beats Canelo #1, everybody can shut the fuck up. If Canelo beats Jamal, I don't know, because the motherfuckers still pop dirty. We talking about motherfuckers that don't dope. You know what I mean? Sorry, dog. I believe like treating cheaters like the white supremacist system treat the black man. Nigga, you born with a strike on that ass. Every time I see you. If you test positive for PEDs, dog, you for real on a watch list. You know what I'm saying? Steroid abuser watch list. No accolades allowed, dog. Sorry. We'll allow you to earn a living because that's in the Constitution. You're allowed to box. You know, I wouldn't want to see you going to starving just in case, you can't get a job doing real, not real shit. Every job is real shit, but you can't get some, you can't replace your income doing something else. I definitely want you to be able to fight. No disrespect at all. Hey, man, Canelo, get your money. Just everybody know he on the watch list. So you either got to dope up or you got to get your contract. You got to get paid up or you got to be able to dope up. One or the other. Pay up or dope up with Canelo. You know what I mean? But he's going to get his fights because everybody else got to eat. That ain't fair to let the WBC starve because Canelo fucking up, cheating, shit. Tyson Fury cheating and shit. But, that's all you can really do because everybody's getting paid by the cheaters. The cheaters are making all the money. They were like, you want me to catch the cheaters? Shit, who do you think paying the fucking bills? The niggas not cheating? Fuck no. People paying the bills are the motherfuckers who cheating. So we can't fuck with the people that are cheating because they the motherfuckers making the money. Everybody really thinks Canelo's really built like that. They really think that his ass is a fucking stripped down gorilla. Fuck out of here, man. No, we ain't catching these fucking cheaters. So all we can do is so it don't matter what Canelo does. You on that watch list. So is Tyson Fury, you on that watch list. I don't even give a fuck about your shit with your even with Glovegate. Even though shit with Glovegate, nigga, you on the watch list. You on the watch list for everything, whether you believe Glovegate or not. This dude is everything associated with Glovegate. He's already on the watch list from other fights. He's on the watch list for PEDs, which is drugs, tampering with drugs. In that case, he tampered with drugs in his own system. What he's being accused of in this fight by other people was tampering with Deontay Wilder, with tampering with something. And Tyson Fury's running around after the fight talking about, give me that water might be touched.
Yep.
Why the fuck would he be worried about his water getting touched by somebody? If he doesn't know that people's water gets fucked with. Fuck out of here, man. He's on the watch list. Luis Ortiz, watch list. Povetkin, watch list. Dillian White, double watch list. Triple watch. That's all these dopers. That's all you can do with these dopers, man. But they're dopers. Just call them dopers because they're dopers. Doper watch list. Cheater watch list. And anything that they accomplish, dog, you got to just be like, nah, you're on that watch list, dog. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's like suspending you because you don't have because they don't have the they don't meet the ethical standards to make the pound for pound list. Because in order to make a pound for pound list for me, you got to play by the rules. If you constantly getting cheated, if you're cheating in every way, shape, and form, you're not following the rules. Cheating is not in the scoring criteria. Again, it is defense, effective aggression. Effective aggressiveness, clean, effective punching, and ring generalship. None of that shit says cheating. Gamesmanship is not in the scoring book. Raising your hands like this after rounds, shaking all that shit when you ain't hitting nobody. None of that shit's in the scoring book. As much as motherfuckers want to put it in, well, that's ring generalship. He stood in the corner and made the crowd cheer. Yeah, he was a general in the ring. Yeah, but he's playing with the crowd. He didn't make the other fighter do anything. He made the crowd do something. That's not ring generalship. What do you mean? If you throw a bunch of fancy fucking punches that don't land, dog, that's not ring generalship. That's fucking faking it. The fuck out of here, dude. shoe shining and all that. Fuck out of here, man. And fuck all that cheating, jobbing, all of that. None of that's in the fucking scoring criteria of boxing. And so if you win a fight based on some shit that's not in the scoring criteria, like steroids or like removing padding from gloves or negotiating in your contract gloves that give you an advantage over the other person. Because that's not in the scoring criteria either. Pre-fight negotiations and fucking what's those clauses? Rehydration clauses?
Rehydration.
I'm putting your ass on the fucking watch list if you ask for a rehydration clause. It's a fucking weight class. Everybody got the same rules. Why do you need a special rule? Oh, well, for this fight, we need a special rule for me. Yes, we know it's 147 and that's the rule, but no, I need for you not to be able to weigh in any more than 152 for this fight. I need a special fucking rule. No, nigga, you a cheater, dude. You're using your leverage to coerce people into doing shit that they wouldn't have otherwise done. That's cheating. You're using your leverage in negotiations and saying, I will only fight you if you tie one hand behind your back. That's a fucking cheater. When somebody says that they have a rehydration clause, they're fucking cheating. They're just getting somebody to agree to it ahead of time. You fucking cheating. Just like if you have gloves that weigh 10 ounces or whatever they're supposed to weigh. But you got big ass fucking frying pan hands. You got big frying pan hand size hands, and none of the fucking padding are over your knuckles. And everybody in this boxing commission knows, oh, no, this ain't good. Does it weigh them out? Yes. Do you think this is adequate protection? Hell no. That's a different question, right? They say, oh, it's got the proper amount of weight. Yeah, but does it have the proper amount of a protection? Right? So if you have a helmet, right? And they look at them and they're like, hey, how much is your helmet supposed to weigh? Oh, my helmet is supposed to weigh whatever it weighs, 30 ounces, right? It's supposed to weigh 30 ounces. Yeah, but there's a big ass hole right here over the front part, okay? And there's plastic that comes underneath your chin, but none right here. So that the guy makes sure when he hits you, he can hit you with his hand. You know what I'm saying? For some fucking they'd be like, oh, yeah, that works. It weighs the same. But yet you motherfuckers actually see, you ain't dumb. You motherfuckers just crooked. Or you just are lazy and don't think it through. Of course, that's cheating. Why? Because what is the purpose of the rule? You know if somebody's cheating if they break the purpose of the rule. The purpose of a weight class is to tell you that you cannot tell you how much you're supposed to weigh at a specific time. Okay? Any clause that is supposed to subvert that rule is cheating. If you put something in there that a rule, an ad hoc rule that favors one person over the other, that's cheating. If you're in a basketball game, all of a sudden you're like, hold on, we just had a game. We just had the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks are playing what's a good New York Knicks team? New York Knicks of 1993. Right? New York Knicks of 1993 are playing the Golden State Warriors of 2000 and whatever, 18. Right? 17, whatever year they were winning. But here's the rule. There's going to be no three-point line. There's going to be hand checking. Right? And the rim is going to be 1.5 feet higher. Who the fuck you think is going to win that fucking game? It's going to be the Lakers. It's going to be the Knicks. Because they don't give a fuck about shooting. You ain't laying that fucking ball up. I'm going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? saying?
No layup.
You change the rules, but then look, you change the rules just a different way. You change the rules a different way and say, oh, now there's a 4-point lane. There's a 4-point shot. There's no shots in the lane. There's no hand checking. And you get 3 fouls. You're going on the 4th. Because this is a specially one-on-one negotiated basketball game. That shit is a fucking, you be like, fuck no, you cheating. But why is the rules like that? Because Steph Curry is so much more valuable. And if they don't want to play, fuck New York. They can always go play Chicago. Who's New York beating anyway? You know, that type of dumb shit, dog. That type of dumb shit. So yeah, these cheating motherfuckers. I'm on the pound for pound list. I'm putting all that cheating. I'm putting all that cheating shit up there. Who's the niggas with the fucking weight? Who are motherfuckers out there with the rehydration clauses? You know what I mean? Who's out there dehydrating people? Like
that was years of Manny Pacquiao. That was years of him.
Canelo and Oscar De La Hoya hit motherfuckers.
That's right. That's right. You know, I shared a quote on my Instagram. It said, "You stop explaining yourself when you realize people only understand from their level of perception." The thing is, these boxing fans today, they really are new fans. And if they're old fans, I mean, shame on you, man. Because this is not, I mean, I want you guys to understand something. That weight class 154, you know that's Sugar Ray Leonard's fault, right? It's Sugar Ray Leonard's fault, man. That weight class is not even supposed to exist. It's supposed to go from 147 straight to 160. You understand? That's how far back I go. You know, this is ridiculous. I mean, what's the norm now is abnormal to us. All right. Foreman versus Lyle, that fight could not happen in by today's standards. That fight could not happen. There's a lot of things that would not happen by today's standards. And this weight draining shit has become the norm. But to us, it's abnormal. According to the rules, it's abnormal. But there's so much goddamn money involved that we just accept it. Jaywalking. It's all over New York City. The one time I took my ass to Los Angeles, right? I went to go cross the street. Don't ask me where this cop came from. This nigga he fell out the sky. He said, wait. I said, oh shit, it's LAPD. All right. Fell out the sky. And I'm like, how you doing, officer? He said, huh? I said, oh, all I said was, how you doing, officer? He said, no. You're not from around here, are you? I said, no. He said, let me guess, you're from New York. I said, yeah. He said, okay, let me explain to you how jaywalking works over here. You don't do it. And I looked around. I said, you know what? I do realize I was the only dumbass that was running across the street at that point, right? I forget where I was. But apparently, where I was, they take jaywalking seriously. But in New York, you get in where you fit in, man. You just run your ass across the street. It's normal over here. Jaywalking's normal over here. To the point where our previous mayor, when he started enforcing jaywalking rules, people were like, what the fuck are you talking? We've been doing this for years. It's against the law, but it's normalized over here. Jaywalking is you're in New York, you could be driving down a block at 10 miles an hour and someone will just run right across the street right in front of you. They don't give a fuck. And if you hit them, you'll be dead wrong. You could have the light. You know what I'm saying? All the lights will be in your favor. And they're like 20 feet from the crosswalk. You hit their ass, it's your fault. Mm-hmm. It's your fault. It's normal. Just like Wilder didn't check the padding in the gloves. So technically it's his fault. And y'all good with that? Y'all good with that kind of behavior? Why is different gloves? Why is that even a conversation? Why is okay, this fight it's in the 168 division, but this guy don't want the champion coming in any heavier than 165 on fight night because the challenger is more popular. This is where we're at right now. Why is this acceptable? You have to ask yourself, and you got these dumbass fans in here justifying this retarded shit. It's dumb. A weight class is a weight class is a weight class is a weight class. Why are we debating weight at a weight class? Why are we debating gloves at a fight? I mean, come on. Certain divisions only wear certain ounces of gloves, all the way from strawweight to heavyweight. You can't take a heavyweight glove that Fury or Wilder will wear and throw them on a strawweight guy. They're gonna look like pillows on their goddamn face. They gotta wear, obviously, they have to wear smaller gloves. And you wouldn't want to put any of those gloves on the heavier guys because it's gonna be like wearing UFC gloves. If they even get them around their damn fists. So there's rules in place for a reason. And when we remain in this area where we accept the bullshit, they're gonna throw more bullshit at us till it becomes normal. You understand? Heavyweights are heavyweights. The day I haven't seen it yet, but the day there's a heavyweight clash and one of those guys saying, okay, look, I'm 250, but this guy, I don't want him coming in any heavier than 240 on fight night. The day I hear that shit or see that shit, I just might turn away from boxing. Especially if I read about the fans saying, yeah, let him come in lighter. Because you guys promote that shit. Manny Pacquiao was doing that shit.
Let me tell you what I think that shit is, though. Dude, like, the way that the media works, dude, they just are just a fucking cover for all that.
Yeah.
Because they see all of it and they never say anything. They never say anything about it. It's just a cover. The media covers for a lot of horse shit. Because the whole renegotiation, and that's how the next time somebody's going to do something, which is something D-Style Boxing said, right? D-Style Boxing was like, look, whatever you think, that boxing has done something stupid or something that you just can't believe it can get worse, just wait. It'll get worse, right? Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much it, because the media, nobody holds these people accountable for this stuff, man. Like the most you might get, like you can barely hear about things like Sergey Kovalev just got off for beating that chick up. He might have settled and they dropped one, but then they got, like they convicted him on the second, or like on the second count or something, right? Whatever it was, they threw out the felony. And then he pled guilty to some misdemeanor shit, right?
I'm talking about that tonight. I'm talking because I'm pissed off at that. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean but you're not going to hear boxing media talk about that in depth. People are going to get upset about it, right? They're not going to try to drive conversations where people are like, could we have seen this earlier with Sergey Kovalev, right? Like they could run a big old campaign about that.
Man, listen, Floyd went to jail though for some shit they didn't even see on camera. All right, and they only let the boy out to fight Miguel Cotto because he generates revenue for the city of Las Vegas. That was the only condition. He went to prison. All right? He went to prison for that shit. And none of that shit was confirmed. And that bitch was crazy. Yeah, I said it. I don't care. I know a lot about that fucking story because I know somebody that worked at the department. Well, you know what? Let me not say nothing. But he went to fucking prison off of hearsay. That's basically what it was. He went to prison off of hearsay. This motherfucker kicked Becky's dog, beat the shit out of Becky. She had all kinds of back injuries and neck injuries. All right? He gets probation. And he's not even from here.
And he said, dude, he should never be in the country again.
That's what I'm saying. But you know what? Sergey walks his ass down the block.
Against a woman?
This guy's a pro boxer.
Stay in the United States. Drop the case and let him stay in the U.S.
This motherfucker is a pro fighter who killed someone in the ring. Let's start there. Okay?
Hey, hold on one second, man. Let me do something because some shit is really getting backed up, man. These super chats. I'm sorry. I meant to do it a couple times, but you keep breaking such interesting shit, man. You keep coming with the great interesting points, and I have to keep going with it. But I got to make sure that I get to Dashiki Jones. Dashiki Jones in that super chat said I missed the super chat, so make sure I get it. He says, salute Fannon and Drew, showing support for the mighty LDBC. Smash that like button. Much love in that super chat. Thank you so much, Dashiki Jones. And I'm sorry I missed that earlier, and thank you, because that will be going to a specific cause for these. Thank you so much. EJ is the best at 147. Bud is still top 3. Does that make sense? That's Bo 1. I had gotten to that, but I want to make sure I didn't miss any. My man Bo 1 in the super chat. Much love in that super chat. Corey McGowan, smash that like button, slime. Yes, sir. Player for life says salute. Fannon, Drew, and the entire LDBC. Okay, where does that put Jamal on the pound for pound list? We talked about that. Number 1. That's the best accomplishment can be made amongst all those dudes. Dan D the man says salute Fannon and Drew. Boy, y'all cooking. Hey man, we out here trying to do it, man. Dre's finest in that super chat said 28 thumbs up and 600 in the chat. Smash the likes up, man. Yeah, man. Come on, get the likes up. That should be more than 28.
What?
Like 228 or something. But yeah, man, come on, man. Hit the like button. T Scott in the super chat. Let me see if I can actually put these up now. No, where am I? I'm at Isaiah Jones over here. Where is that? Okay. T Scott said, we all said this years ago it was dumb for Bud to go back to Top Rank. He didn't even entertain other offers before going back. Yeah, that was Bomack and said, hey man, they took it. That was good money. I mean, in a way, it's good because he got guaranteed money if he was going to be with Top Rank. It's good that they didn't give him that they didn't take a deal that would have been something with Top Rank. There would have been a different offer at Top Rank. But yeah, hey man, but yeah, it's tough, man. But as far as the money, I don't want to get into him and his money because everybody got money problems. Everybody's got ways that they look at the world. All we can really look at is whether the dude is actually fighting people that we want to see fight, because that's why we should be interested in Terence Crawford, who he's fighting. That's the most important thing about a fighter is who he's fighting. But with the way that people are getting marketed and all this, it's less about, what's in the ring than, who you personally like outside of the ring. And Steve Lamont Hawkins said, and here go another super chat, LDBC Midwest, man. Much love in that super chat to my man Steve Hawkins and T. Scott. CJ34 said, I need Teofimo Lopez to knock out Lomachenko on ESPN. To knock out Lomo so ESPN can stop the high job. Oh, shit. That's not going to get rid of the hype job, Isaiah. Nope. That's going to create another one. Much love in the super chat. Are you kidding me? If Teofimo Lopez knocks out Vasily Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez was going to vault well past everybody we talked about on the pound for pound list, dude. As far as what mainstream media are going to do trying to market it. But much love in that super chat. And again, like I said, you guys, thank you guys so much for supporting the super chat and in the channel memberships and definitely watching the videos that we put up every day. Thank you guys thank you guys for all the support on the videos. It is going to a specific cause. So thank you guys very, 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 very much. Isaiah Jones said, top of the morning, Fannon. Much respect to you, Andrew, for giving us the time and knowledge. Hey, man, it's my pleasure. How do you feel? I hope that you feel the same way, Drew.
Absolutely, brother. Really appreciate it, man. Really appreciate the love, family. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And all the way from the UK with a photo of Arthur Beterbiev, Laws to Punch Out TV with that 2 pounds. Thank you so much for the support. Salute Fannon and Drew Titan brothers. Thank you so much, man, for your support, man.
That's my man, Laws. That's my man.
Yeah, that's a dude, man. Mr. Mechanical said, tired of these WBC French fried champions, man. And they got a lot of them shits. Shit. Skill sets, man. Much love in the super chat, man. He said, why skillets, cuz why Bud didn't sign with PBC when he had a chance, especially if he complaining everyone on the other side of the street. Well, let me give you a brief answer to that. He did not. Bud Crawford never complained about the other side of the street until after he signed.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When he wasn't signed, he was like, he didn't say anything about the PBC. After he got signed and re-signed, and that's when he started getting upset about the other side of the street. Also, you should, Skillets, I hope if you didn't hear it earlier, I gave a longer explanation to that. Why is everybody complaining about the other side of the street? Because that was an attempt to smear Errol Spence Jr. That's why.
And furthermore, if we wanted answers that we thought we was going to get yesterday, Bomac was supposed to be on Trail Boxing yesterday, and he stood the brothers up. He didn't show up. So, yeah, insult to injury.
Oh, he was supposed to be on Trail last night?
Yeah, he sure was. He stood him up. That was shocker. I knew he wasn't going to show up. Something in me just said, this brother ain't going to show up. I don't know what happened, but I know he didn't show up. That was the first time that ever happened. So, yeah, somebody's ducking smoke. Because there was some, when you were trying to avoid questions, real questions, man. We got questions. That's all. We got questions. Duck that smoke. The only questions.
Wow. Well, hey, man. Well, there you go, man. There you go. But still, I don't know what were they going to interview him about? What were they going to interview him about?
I really don't know, but you know that these basic questions and questions in the chat too. People just gonna hit up put their questions in the super chat. Everyone got questions for Bo. I mean, since Bud ain't talking, I'm past Bud not talking to us. I'm past that. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? We love the brother unconditionally, but we just got basic questions like, what the fudge are you trying to do, man? What are you trying to do, really? And when you can't answer simple questions, to me, there's a problem. There's a real big problem. But, I always love to say this. Time reveals all truth. And like I said, Bud got to perform no matter what he does next. I don't care who he's in the ring with at this point. He got to look good, man. He got to look good. I don't want to see him in no 12-round war against somebody that doesn't matter. If you fight somebody that doesn't matter, I'm going to look at him strange. I don't want to see him rocked by anything. I want to see him dominate. All right? And if he fights a name, if it is Kell Brook or whoever the fuck it is, anybody that we can say that we know who it is, like very definitely, like anybody, Thurman, or if it is Porter, or if it is Brook, we got to see Bud dominate. Because right now, he just backed himself into a corner, man. You know what I'm saying? I treat Bud like rap music. I love rap music, but sometimes you just can't justify it. And I'm talking about my era. I'm not talking about this. I don't know what the fuck this era is. Skinny jeans, tight pink shirts, and gold teeth. Whatever the fuck y'all want to call this shit. This is doo-doo.
Whatever it is, it's that shit. Hey, but let me run through because we got a couple more we can get caught up, man. It's been we got a lot more to go through on the show, dog. Like, we got some more topics to cover. So thank y'all for pouring in and continuing to talk. I hope do you have time, Drew? Because we have.
Yeah, I got some time. Yeah.
We definitely gonna go for a minute. We're gonna go for a minute this morning. So go get y'all coffee. Go get your shit because we're going through everything that we talked about in boxing this week. We're gonna be able to touch it. We're gonna touch on the end of this show. In this show. But to move forward, let me catch up on the super chats, man. And again, like I said, this is. So thank you guys so much for your support. But Skillet, everybody is complaining about it. The people that were complaining about that shit was just, I'm telling you, man, people be real funny out there about the messages that they put out on top of people and the timing and that they put that shit out there. I thought that shit was high. That was one of the first times I was truly baffled. Because I was like, that shit makes no sense. What is all this horse shit about Errol Spence Jr. ducking Terence Crawford all out of the fucking blue? All out of the fucking blue. Fuck out of here, man. Like, dude, he's sitting there talking about Sean Porter. He's obviously he's at a party, he's having a good time, he's at a fight, having a good time, sitting there, they're playing, asking questions, being loosey-goosey. Other people had gotten up to, I think Gervonta had also gotten up on the mic, because there was a delay of Sean Porter coming out there. And to get stuck with that question, I thought that was like, what the fuck? He just called out Sean Porter in front of everybody. Why is the discussion about Terence Crawford? That shit sounded like some straight up clout chase shit. You know, if it was Terence Crawford himself, I'd have been like, that's some clout chase shit. Because he had just won. Sean Porter just won the WBC title. What's wrong with him wanting to hold the WBC title? It's not like he was there calling out, he wasn't calling out Sergey Lipinets. Wasn't like he was getting ready to telling you, well, Jose Benavidez. Wasn't like he was fighting anybody like that. Like, so listen to this. Errol Spence is trying to get a fight with Sean Porter. Who was Bud fighting? Jose Benavidez, Amir Khan, right? It was during the time he was fighting either one of those two. It was either around the Jose Benavidez fight, right? Or the Jeff Horn fight, really. So it's like, dude didn't even fight nobody. It's like you're getting on Errol for not going to fight Bud, but Bud ain't fighting. Bud don't have to fight nobody. Bud just gets to fight. Bud just gets to sit there, not say anything, because Bud wasn't even asking for the fight at the time. Bud was on TV doing this. When they asked him, who do you want to fight next? Well, I don't know. Whoever ESPN puts in front of me, or you know who I want. You know, some old non-committal shit. You know who I want. No, nigga, I do not know who you want. That's why we're asking you the question. Who do you want? Well, you know what I mean? My camp looking all over here and shit. You know how, man, my camp, Bob Aaron and shit, you know, nigga, no eye contact with the screen at all. Shit all there like this. No, yeah, nigga, I want to know who you want to fight. But it's who Errol's not going to fight, dog. It's who Errol's not going to fight. No, that was horse shit. And I'm telling you, that shit was some Keith Thurman. That's some everybody hating on Errol not everybody hating on Errol. People are hating on Errol who were earlier saying that Errol Spence Jr. was not the best welterweight. They thought Keith Thurman was the best welterweight. Some people thought Sean Porter was the best welterweight. Other people thought people over there in the UK pissed off. They thought Kell Brook was the best. And when Errol Spence Jr. just owned all of them, real easy style, by wanting to fight people and winning, all these other guys got shifted to be the also-rans. Because you might not remember that. See, now, because we live in this reality, because everybody's in this reality now. You know, the reality where Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman are all also-rans. Right? They're not the ones that I don't know if I want to fight Errol or not. Dog, and it wasn't that long ago. It was only 2 years ago, or really 2018, like mid-2018, like a year and a half ago. It wasn't after the Mikey Garcia fight, really, that people were like, nah, Errol's the fucking man. And you know why that was? Because Errol became pay-per-view with Mikey Garcia. But that shit was before that, when Errol was not pay-per-view. Which is why Sean wasn't acting like he wanted to fight. And everybody was like, no, it's Errol's not the man. It's my guy, Bud. Bud is really the guy. Bud's the dominant welterweight. But that shit fell flat on its fucking face when a nigga wouldn't fight no fucking body. So now they looking for reasons. They looking for other shit to do. Same dudes looking for other shit to do. Now the same dudes, by the way, weren't rocking with Terence Crawford either. So remember this. They're going to be rocking with Terence Crawford now. If Terence Crawford wins and then somebody else up there not going to be rocking with Terence Crawford. Because what they really are Kell Brook fans or some shit like that. That's why ain't nobody really fucking sweating Terence Crawford's fights now. And the numbers are even getting worse. Because everybody sees it, dog. Yeah. Everybody sees it. Dre's Finest said, America will always cover up for the. Hey, man. You know how life works, man. Shit be funny as shit. IML Will says, salute to Fannon and Drew Titan. And thank you guys, everybody, so much for supporting the channel and supporting the cause today. I so much thank you, dog, because your boy's face is going to be looking a little more like this these days, dog. A little more scrunched up, a little more focused and determined. You know what I mean? Because we got shit, we got real shit to do, man. So thank you so much, I Am Ill Will, for the support, man. KP
Yes,
from KP from KC, man. 5 said Terence Crawford knows what they doing, signing with the NAIA school and yapping they better than D1 talent. They ducking the smoke. Hey, man, I will put it this way. Even though I might not have drawn the same conclusion, the evidence does support yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What you think about that, Drew?
It's like he's the kid talking shit in the lunchroom. And then when 3 o'clock come, he running home. That's how he's behaving. And he got everybody else fooled in the school. He talk a good one, but he don't want it. How can I believe what you say when I see what you do? PBC was right there, man. He could have went. But, last we heard from Bomac, Bomac said they made the best financial decision for him. I'm not in his bank account, nor do I care. I just want to see the fight. But if you talk about securing the legacy for your family, that's cool. But understand what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You can't have it both ways. There was opportunity there. And he talking about sides of the streets. He chose what side of the street he wanted to be on. But again, I must reiterate this. He could have had the Spence fight if he took 40%. And we all know that wasn't going to be just one fight. You know what I'm saying? We know how these things can work. They can work. You take 60-40 the first time. When they get to the table, say, okay, all right, now you take the lesser half. If I beat you, you take the lesser half in the rematch. You know what I'm saying? It could be 60-40 and then 50-50. So what, man? Come on, man. Let's not act like the PBC and Top Rank can't work together. It's happening right now with Wilder and Fury. So can we just stop the nonsense, man? We cannot justify Bud's moves, man. Bud can do whatever the hell he wants to do. He's just not doing what we want him to do. We would like to see him do. How the hell, at this point, how you ducking Keith Thurman? How you say, I ain't gonna fight Sean because he's my best friend? Look, man. If I'm Bud, right? If I'm in a position in my career, I'm Bud, and my best friend is in the same weight division, and I know we can get together and make some really, really good money. Absolutely. I'm like, you know what? We're going to get a beer when we're done. Let's go make this money. I mean, this is what we got in the sport for, man. Ain't no one asked him. Listen, if Sean Porter's your best friend, I mean, what you saying, man? If that's the case, you could have just stayed at 140, my man. Sean Porter, let's say Sean Porter cleaned out 147. You mean to tell me he would come to 147 and duck Sean because that's his friend? I mean, stop playing with us, man. We all know what this is. Stop playing with us. Gaddy and Ward were friends after their first fight, and they fought 2 more times because the audience demanded it. This is how simple it is. I mean, the business aspect is hard. You understand? But friendship, that's easy. Y'all in the same business. Y'all going to get together and make some money. What is the big deal? And I know. There's gonna be a lot of people say, "Oh, well, you don't know what it's like, and you don't know what the business is behind closed doors." Okay, I don't. But we're here talking about it, right? And as a fan, I know what I wanted to see. I know I want him to take that goddamn 40%. Now, if he'd have said, "All right, fine, Errol, I'm gonna take 40%," then Errol started tap dancing, we'd have held Errol's feet to the flames. Like, hold on. He said 40, you said 40, he taking it. Now what you doing? But that didn't happen. He said 50-50, no fight. All right, so no fight. Fight Sean Porter. That's my best friend. Fight Keith Thurman. Come on, man. Kell Brook, I'm telling you, man. Bud better look outstanding in this next fight. Because now we paying attention now. You got to show me now. You haven't done shit at 147, brother. You got to show me. Don't give me Jeff Horn. I don't want to hear that. That was a gimme belt. That was a WBO belt. I don't care about that. Show me now. Getting dropped by green beans. Get out of here, man. Stop.
Man, hey, I still think this dude can fight, man, but we'll see. Let's go move to this next super chat. My man, Sonny, Stormy B, man, what's going on? He said, I'm going to give you 5 on some great box talk. So I'm so pleased with how we can wake up and sleep It's a great show's piece. Yeah, man. It's a good time in boxing talk for sure, man. There's a lot of really good stuff, man. I hate to see that that Bomac ducked out like that, though.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was horrible.
Like,
I tuned in.
Was it announced ahead of time that he was going
to? Yeah, it was announced ahead of time. It was announced ahead of time, and that's why a lot of they tune in regardless, man. But we, Black told us that he was going to be on, and we tuned in, and then he said, "Yeah, he ain't going to be here." We was like, "What?" I mean, that was like a first. That was a first. Whenever they say they're going to have a guest, they show up. So Black in 78 was there, and no Bomac. I mean, I don't know. Maybe had a flat tire. Maybe he ain't feel like it. Maybe he was in the gym. Maybe he was,
no flat tires on a cell phone, dog. Tires on
exactly. Yeah, I'm capping for Bomac right now, just to make the Bud fans happy. You know what I mean? I'm a cap for Bomac. Maybe I don't know. He was on the treadmill or something.
Should be coming up.
Yeah, all right, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But these are questions you can't hide, man. Shout out to Stormy B, man.
What was it supposed to be about?
I don't know. It was, they were just gonna chop it up, but you know what was coming is what I'm saying. You know what was coming.
Oh, him fighting somebody?
Shit. Well, the questions were coming. I know I tuned in.
Hey, hold on. Much love in that super chat to my man Ricky Samuel, man. I'm sorry that I missed that first time it came through. And then Stormy B, man, thank you so much. And dude, everybody, please go look again. Subscribe to Drew Titan. All right? Subscribe to Drew Titan. Subscribe to Drew Titan. Somebody please keep putting the link in there to subscribe to Drew Titan. Open his channel up and subscribe to him. Also, Stormy B Man is somebody you should definitely check out and give a chance. He has a good live stream, very good live stream, very knowledgeable, very mature gentleman. I think you guys will enjoy a very mature boxing fan, man. Keeps it keeps it boxing, and is one of the guys that you would call non-biased, but at the same time, he is not afraid of actually expressing his opinion if it's something that not necessarily everybody agrees with. Very great, very, very good, solid chat. Look forward for you guys to support him and let me know what you think about him. My man, Stormy B Man. Actually, you don't even have to tell me what you think about him unless you love him. If you don't like him, keep it pushing. But if you like him, subscribe, all that good stuff. But Drew, again, Drew is here so that you guys subscribe to him. That's why he gets up every Sunday morning to talk, right? So that you guys know what he's about and you can get the content that he puts out throughout the week. That's the most important thing for Drew Titan. Please make sure. Now, we used to have like 5, 6, 7 people on it, and we would talk about it very briefly. But in this particular situation, dude, just like BFTB, people should be subscribed to BFTB. People should be subscribed to Drew Titan. Like, expect when these guys are on the channel, hit the subscribe button. Damn. You know what I mean? Hit the Drew Titan subscribe button. If you don't feel like before you hit my like, hit the Drew Titan subscribe button. I would love to be able to say we got 600 Drew Titan subscribed. Some shit like that. But let's make that happen, because that means that really shows, that we got a lot of power, dude. We can have people represented right in the organization, and we know that when they come to shows like this, that the people are going to show them love, be able to go check out some of their videos, and you don't always got to like everybody's videos. If Drew's not your style, Drew's not your style. But it ain't nothing but subscribe. But subscribing is free. You know what I mean? And if a topic comes up that you like, check it out. Listen all the way through. He's an intelligent guy, man, and he speaks it. And more important than being intelligent, which he is, significant, very much so, he's honest. He's really if he can't tell you something, if he doesn't want to tell you what he thinks, he just won't tell you at all. He just won't bring it up. But if he tells you something, he's telling you what he believes, and that's important. Steve J in that super chat said, Tim Bradley got on ESPN screaming up and down about the PBC fighters not fighting him. Now Bud turned every top PBC fighter down and offered Josecito Lopez a fight. Yeah.
Yep.
Because
that's
That's bullshit. That's that bullshit. What are you going to say,
Timmy now? Where's Timmy at with that now? Because I just looked at that came up on YouTube somewhere, and I that little rant. Timmy was ranting, and he sounded like the chick that got left and stood up on prom night, just standing there beefing like a little hoe. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just looking at him like now here we are a whole like what year later or so. And everything Bud is doing completely contradicted what Tim was saying, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You sound like a hollering ex-girlfriend to me. You're done. Get out of here, bald-headed freak. Fuck out of here, man. Timmy. The BBC guy's ducking Bud. Bud that make you look stupid, but he ain't taking much. Dumbass. Tim is the same guy that stuck around with Top Rank to get the Pacquiao fight. Now he got one up on Pacquiao. He got one, and then got a bunch of death threats. Made him depressed. It depressed him and messed him up so bad that he wanted to come out and give a good show. Came out against Ruslan.
Hey, on that note, Drew, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, being a house nigga is stressful.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. And you would think he learned his lesson. I mean, that Pacquiao win, the what followed it hurt him up so bad, he jumped in the Ruslan Provodnikov fight and fought a stupid ass fight and caught brain damage for like what 6 months after that. Was talking slow, had no business fighting that guy like that. No business. All right.
Shit. Just like what happened to Cecilia Brækhus when she got one of them fucking clowns?
Oh my gosh, man. Oh my.
Abel Sanchez. Yep. I was like, Abel fucking Sanchez. What's he gonna do? Teach her to take punches?
Man,
like, what's that shit about?
I've been done with Fable Sanchez since he made that statement, man.
I'm like, but why would she do that shit? That had to be, you know what? That shit had to be suggested by like Matchroom or something. Like,
of course,
because that was some fucking. Why would you go from Jonathan Banks to fucking Abel Sanchez? Like, what the fuck what the fuck's wrong with you? But you know, whatever, man. That's how the shit happened. That's why she got her ass whooped. And I do not feel too sorry about it. Real said fabulous show, fellas, man. Apps, hey, thank you. And again, much love to the super chat, you guys. I'm telling you, you guys are, and I'm gonna say it damn near every time. You guys are supporting the cause. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very, very much. Much love in that super chat, dog. Thank you so much. And I think I'm caught up on them. Cool. Caught up on that. So I didn't get that switch either. What switch? Oh, yeah. What switch? Motherfuckers just be coming up. Man, because motherfuckers be trying to sell shit. Like, people accuse me of coming up with a narrative. Fuck up out of here. You motherfuckers be coming up with fucking straight up narratives. Like, I didn't understand what it was at first. I was like, what do you mean I'm doing a narrative? Nigga, I know a narrative. Like, everything I say is a fucking narrative. You mean I fucking write down what I think. You know what I mean? And I try to make it fucking coherent and provide relevant facts and the logic associated with it. If that's what you mean by fucking a narrative, yeah, I have an opinion, but no.
Those motherfuckers that tell you that they love using that word narrative. That's been flying around for the internet for the last few years. But let me say this: a lot of those same bastards, those same bastard sinners, they didn't have that same energy when Fable Sanchez got online and said black fighters don't sell. And this was way before Floyd Mayweather was even retired. Black fighters don't sell. When it was asked, why don't you put Triple G in the ring with at least one of the Charlos? He said, well, it's about making money and black fighters don't sell. Floyd Mayweather was still active, by the way. Black fighters don't sell, but who the fuck was Willie Monroe? The Charlos don't deserve a fight against Gennady Golovkin, but who the fuck was Dominic Wade? Who the fuck was, I know Curtis Stevens, but I mean, come on. I just gave you 3 black fighters that allegedly don't sell in the midst of, okay, Danny Jacobs was there. He eventually fought him, but I thought black fighters didn't sell. I mean, come on, man. These guys are living, walking, breathing contradictions. And these goddamn fans, these fanatics, like I said, a lot of you motherfuckers, you should be ashamed of yourselves, man. Y'all are the absolute worst. Where your energy at? Where your energy at, man? You guys burn in hell, man. Sick of y'all. Fucking bastards.
Drew be wanting niggas to burn in hell. Viking Boxing Enterprise, man. Thank you so much for joining the channel, man. Thank you so much for the support. Damn, where to go. Damn, where to go. Thank you so much for your support, man. Let's go over yonder. Hold on one second. Okay, so I want to notice, man, by Bud, man. Let's get back on Bud for a second. Did you know that there is a lot of like news articles and talk this week that Terence Crawford was thinking about leaving Bob Arum and Top Rank? Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Oh, it came out, man. It was big news because Mike Coppinger said it.
Is it true?
Mike Coppinger said it.
Oh, that guy?
Well, let me put it this way, man. Let me give you my thoughts on whether it's true. Fuck yes, it's true. Of course it's true. He can't be stupid. He can't be stupid. He just thought he was being slick. But now, when the shit don't pan out, dog, he has to want to go. Because where the fuck else? Because what else can he do? He doesn't. They're asking him to take a pay cut. The best thing that Terence Crawford can do right now is to continue to fight, is to not take the pay decrease that ESPN asked him for. Because Bob Arum asked him, and Errol and Terence Crawford was like, no, if you want me to fight under these circumstances, you got to pay me more money because I ain't got no gate. So he was upset about that, clearly. Well, guess who gets gates and guess who gets pay-per-views? Dude, the PBC is killing these fools. And I'm going to connect the two issues because this shit's all comes, well, there's two pits. It seems like there's two camps in boxing. And it's the black camp and it's the non-black. It's the black camp and the non-black camp. For all intents and purposes, as a black fighter. Because if it's a black fighter fighting any fucking body, like some jackass like Robert Garcia got some half-cock shit to say out the side of his lips, but like you can tell, like, for example, who is the only person you have ever seen get Canelo Alvarez get a lot of heat for fighting, for beating or the outcome of a fight? The only persons you've ever heard anybody have any of these media people have an issue with Canelo about is beating Gennady Golovkin. Canelo Alvarez by the mainstream media got treated like a nigga when he beat Gennady Golovkin. Did you notice that?
It was,
dude. Well,
I really wasn't.
He got treated like that when they were like, what's her name? Adelaide Byrd needs to be thrown out of boxing for the rest of her life because of that scorecard, right?
Yeah, that I remember.
Say that about the person that gave Canelo Alvarez a draw on the Floyd Mayweather card?
Yeah, they didn't say that.
No.
That person was celebrating.
Ludicrous. That shit is ludicrous. It's more ludicrous. There's no fucking way. But they didn't. But the mainstream media didn't have any problem with somebody scoring, one of the cards for Canelo Alvarez when it was Floyd Mayweather Jr. But when it was Gennady Golovkin and it wound up being a draw, that card was a huge deal for Gennady Golovkin. So what I mean is, dude, we see a lot of bickering that'll go on between like black fighting camps and black fighters, right? So like we're talking about Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford. Dude, that's our concern. Who the best is between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford. Most of those other people, the people that get upset about like Gennady Golovkin, the Gennady Golovkin fans, they don't care. They just will shit on whichever black fighter most black people support. So if most black people are the other guy. So if most black people are supporting Errol Spence, then they're going to ride with Terence Crawford. If most black people are supporting Terence Crawford, they're going to ride with Errol Spence. That's how you get the honorary white guy mode. right? So like that's how you get it. So like if Muhammad Ali is the worst thing in the fucking world and he's fighting Joe Louis, he's fighting Joe Frazier, it doesn't matter that Joe Frazier's, that we would not like Joe Frazier, right? And going to shit on Joe Frazier at the first chance, but he's not Muhammad Ali, who we hate more. So they put the this is something not a lot of people like focus. They get the honorary Great White Hope hat put on. Like not a lot of people. The fighter does not have to be white for him to be a Great White Hope. All he's got to do is give white people hope. So you see these black fighters become, depending on how good the fighter is and how much they hate the black fighter, another black fighter can become the Great White Hope. Because it's the white camp's hope that this guy's going to get beat. That's the case for George. That's the case for guys like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. Yeah. That's the case in a smaller way with guys like Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder for Americans. Get the fuck out of here. Why would you care? And if they don't have a hope, they just ignore the guys. They enjoy the guys completely. Ignore them completely. But that's a camp. But see, we get in those fights within like, that's what the I'm not going to talk about that other shit. I'm so sick of that fucking conversation. But the Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, that's why we'll be at each other's throat about that shit. But we will by and large agree on some shit like Vasily Lomachenko. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, let's be consistent about you. Just be consistent about your shit. I don't have a problem. I will not mistreat one black fighter for another black fighter. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to mistreat a black fighter for somebody else, even if I like the fighter. I'm not going to shit on like I'm not going to I never super shit on personally on Anthony Joshua. And once that shit was settled, like dog, I'm not going to fucking tear down Anthony Joshua. Like I just won't do a video about Anthony Joshua if I can't say something good about his ass. But Eddie Hearn, fuck that. I'm not about to let Eddie Hearn hide behind the bullshit of Eddie Hearn hide behind Anthony Joshua, because that's Eddie Hearn trying to do all that shit to Deontay Wilder. Skills from New Orleans, man. What's going on in the New Orleans at 504? Salute to brother Fannon, thought-provoking commentary and intelligent journalism. Thank you very much, man. I will.
Yeah, he got the COVID.
Who got the
Eddie
COVID?
Hearn. Eddie Hearn.
Eddie Hearn got the COVID. Man, hey, that's what you get. No, I mean, it's funny. They had him. Fuck out of here, man. That shit is tough, dude. I will talk about let's not talk. Let's keep that topic because that's what on my I don't want to talk about list, like political issues and shit like that. And that because so many people got people passing away, like you, Drew. Shit, actually, that's the person I was thinking about with that. But Mr. Mechanical said, "Just call me Big Mac. No, not Bo Mac. He a duck too." How can you duck a talk show though? How can you duck a talk show? Not showing up is ducking the show?
Because we're unconventional, man. People in the chat would have paid $10. They'd have paid $10 to get their say off. And Black puts that shit on the screen and Bo would have read it. And how do you respond to it?
Niggas need to understand that, dog. You cannot you cannot defeat the chat in a debate.
Nope.
The chat is 100% undefeated. The chat don't fuck around.
See, this is what I'm saying. Why do you think, and that's what I'm telling a lot of the UK fans, man, y'all ride for Eddie Hearn and y'all ride for all y'all guys, Dillian White and Derek Chisora, and fine, you ride for your guys, but I want to know how many of those popular UK YouTube channels get those guys on their show so they can answer real questions. Or at least somebody from their camp. At least. We had Tay on various shows. You know what I'm saying? You had the Haneys, you had the Russells on these shows. They're there to answer questions, man. Anthony Joshua, he goes live on Instagram, and out of 1,000 people, he might say hello to one person. You understand? But if he buckles down and sits down on one of those shows, or Eddie Hearn gives him a minute, you know what I'm saying? Someone can ask a real question. And that's what they don't. They rather tell you what to think. then listen to what you have to say. It is disgusting behavior, but you can't bamboozle me, man. If you can't answer my questions, I'm not fucking with you. And this is the age of technology. Gone are the days. So you got to understand, we're in a very special time in history, man. Back in my day, you know what I'm saying? I had to buy Ring magazine or KO magazine, and by the time I got the news for what was going on in the sport, it was already like 2 months old. You understand? Now, all these fighters got social media, and they'll tell you what's on their mind and what they're trying to do right there at that moment. Yo, I want to fight so-and-so. There it is, right there. He said it right there. So Bomac, people were going to hit him with a bunch of questions. He wasn't prepared for it, man. But we'll see. Because for all we know, he might pop up next week. He needed some time to get his shit together. I don't know. But we're going to see.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, whatever, man. They'll know what's going on. I mean, I ain't going to speculate about what's the haps, why dude didn't show up. But it is what it is, man. Hopefully they'll get him on. They'll get him back on again. But ain't no amount of talking going to get anybody out these facts, though. Ain't no amount of talking going to get motherfuckers about the facts. Dude need to fight somebody. You need to fight motherfucker right now. You need to fight somebody else like immediately. But, how about Bud be on there? How about Bud be on there?
Bud don't talk with us. Bud don't talk with us. And let me tell you something else. Bud, listen to this, man. I hope it don't happen. But with these black fighters, something always strange happens to them to where they need us. You understand? They need us. Like something strange happens to them in their career, maybe whether it be in or outside the ring, where they're gonna need us for quality control. They're gonna need us. You understand? This is why it pissed us off when Andre Ward, I don't mean to open up that old wound, but Andre Ward did what he did. He said what he said. But I'm like, yo, that's fucked up, man, because the whole time when people were talking about he ain't shit, he's always injured, he's ducking fights. Why is he bullying Golovkin? Go up, fight Kovalev. He fought Kovalev twice, whooped his ass. Whole time they were degrading this man and using his ethnicity against him. Well, 50% of his ethnicity, because his father's white.
Who is this?
Andre Ward. We were quality control for him.
I'm sorry of that, dog. I mean, you like niggas be inciting shit and then getting on niggas after you incite some shit.
Listen.
I saw that shit, man. I wish a motherfucker, man. Go ahead, man.
Man, listen. This guy. We
shit though.
My point is with him. My point is, we rode so hard for this brother. And that's the direction he took. Tim Bradley, we rode for him after the Pacquiao fight. And look at the position he took. All right? Bud does not talk to us, does not fuck with us at all. Fine, we ate that. We still going to rock with him regardless because of his accomplishments. And now, we're just holding him accountable. We ain't putting our cases on him. We ain't lying on him. We ain't lying on him. That's why I'm saying he has to perform. In his next fight, he has to perform. Because if it don't, we ain't gonna lie on him. You just gonna tell the truth. Nigga, you fucked up. Don't let me find out that you ain't who we pumped you up to be. Because you're looking suspect in that Green Beans fight. We saw you get tagged up in the Gamboa fight, man. We saw you have troubles in spots against Benavidez with his one leg. We saw that. Man. Amir Khan, I was there for that. I can't say I ain't see that shit coming. We saw it, man. So from this point on, moving forward, you got to perform, brother.
Hey, brother. It's time, brother, because we got other brothers waiting. Just so you know. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, there's other people waiting, man. We ain't got to fuck around and keep talking about you. Like, dude, like, we don't have to wait. But let me tell you to comment on something you said, man. Dude, I think we as boxing fans, all these fighters is like in the chats for you fighters to know the truth. about what people are thinking. Like I think sometimes people mix it up. Like think like it. Like say for example, this chat, dude. I don't control what people in this chat think. I don't have the ability to make Mike 202 think anything that he does not agree with. Hustle God Show, BBG, Main Event Mark, Sir Splat. Nobody that you see up in here, do I have the ability to make them think any different than what they think? I can tell you what I think, and then if I don't misinterpret the fact that they agree with me, that I made them think that way. No, they are here by and large because we're like-minded. That's why you have so many people in the chat. It's because we have people who are like-minded. If I start saying shit that don't make sense, people is gonna stop showing up because they'll be like, hold on, man, that shit don't make sense to me. Before I would talk to Fannon, it was like, man, it's just like, yeah, facts, logic, facts, logic, facts, logic. And then all of a sudden, out the fucking blue, here comes Fannon with some horse shit. Like, hold on, man. I used to get the best weed from you. Now, what's this fucking huff? You know what I'm saying? They think all of a sudden they call my shit some huff. You're like, nah, dog. I don't sell huff around here, dog. We don't peddle that bullshit around these parts. We peddle the fucking truth. Okay? And the truth is best determined by the actual facts and applying your logic to those facts. Not your personal opinion about what you think about the person that you're applying this shit to. And so I can't make people think anything than what they already think. It's just this is how that works. And the whole thing with the debate is this. Like, you know who determines who wins the debate? It's the person that the chat says wins. Each individual person has their own opinion about who won, who did they agree with, because that's how you wind up winning a debate, right? So if you come somewhere where a person sits there all the time and talks to people who are like-minded, and you bring your ass there with some shit that is illogical, shit, you're going to have a hard time. Because the people in this chat only value, the people that come on a regular basis, truly only value the facts and your interpretation of the facts based on logic. And if you come to, like, say Jupiter B, if I come to Jupiter B with some shit that is the facts are off and it happens, Jupiter B like, nah, it's happened before that happened. You got your chronology fucked up. And then I'll be like, oops. Just like this morning when I was like, hey, I heard that Errol Spence Jr. was training with Blu-ray again. People like, nah, Blu-ray said that's horse shit. Oops, got to change my perspective. But that's no problem on this channel because everybody knows sometimes I don't have all the facts. And if I don't have the facts, I'm going to tell you sometimes I don't have all the facts. So I'm giving you my opinion based on the facts that I know, which is why I never take in consideration any type of behind the scenes shit, like anything behind the scenes, because I don't know that. Even if somebody behind the scenes tells me something, I still don't know if that's actual because I haven't talked to the people that they talk to. All I can do is deal with the facts because once I get into a situation like with BFTB around and it's not based on the facts, immediately he's going to check me on my facts. If it is an inconsistent application of logic, right, or if it's a fallacious argument, it's going to fall on his face. You got to clear those things, and it's no person's personality or rhyming or being persuasive and talking over people and keeping it going and keep talking and talking. That shit, none of that shit's going to work because people like St. Cruzan are going to sit back. Dude, St. Cruz is over 65. He's listening to that. He ain't no 14-year-old girl. He's sitting here like this. That's horse shit. But he won't even say it. He'll be like politely, that's horse shit. But he'll think it. Yeah, that's horse shit. But hey, let's keep it moving. because everybody's full of horse shit now and then. But dudes, you can't change people like that. Only thing you can do is, and none of it's bad, because if they're saying your name, they're thinking about you. That is the benefit of it. But so yeah, Fannon is right. We all keep each other accountable in the LDBC. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Look, dude. Salute to my man, Adwile M. Much love in that super chat, man. Thank you so much. He says, salute to the OG panel and the chat. Smash the like button. So we got to, speaking of some shit, Drew.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, if you noticed how people, want to shit on the Charlos, what's your take is the significance? And I'm going to have to walk out for a second, but if you could break down what you think the significance is of the pay-per-view from the Charlo twins, and what sense do you have? What have you heard out on the YouTube streets about that? What's your take? And give it a good 5 minutes. I need to take like a 5-minute break, dog, because we rolling today, dog. And then I'll let you get a break, and then I'll spit for a second, but I'll be right back if you don't mind.
Yeah. All right, let's get it, man. Listen, man. Now all of a sudden, the Charlos are the worst. Now all of a sudden, try and follow me on this, man. Before, they ain't deserve no shine. They ain't do nothing in boxing. They just big mouths, and they scared of Danny Jacobs and Really? Now they had a pay-per-view amongst this COVID shit. I have a lot of people talking about it's a failed pay-per-view. Meanwhile, sports is failing as a whole. I even heard that the NBA Finals has its lowest ratings like ever. So COVID is an excuse for all kinds of sports and all kinds of people, right? But not the Charlos, right? You notice now all of a sudden these dudes are enemies. The enemies of the state of boxing. The enemies of the state of boxing. Can you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Hold on, let me try and read some of these super chats. Salute to Adewale Yam. I think you read that. Salute to the OG panel in the chat. Smash the like button. Hell yeah. Jupiter B. Facts for non. We fact check and challenge each other all the time, but some of we sheep when we won't go in the other narrative. Yes. Fastlane Jones just showing some love, man. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, Jupiter B. You're absolutely right, man. Listen, man. We're not a cult, man. We don't agree with each other all the time, man. Sometimes we'll get to debating. You ever got into a beefing match with someone you close to over the spades table? That type of shit. Ain't no big deal, man. So Terry Smoot Jr. says the Charlos are still no names. You see? This is the type of shit I'm talking about. Like shit like that. There's still no names. You know what I'm saying? People saying shit like that. It's hilarious, man. To me, it's hilarious. They became enemy of the state with successful wins over solid wins over solid opponents. Because if you let some people tell it, there was a big chance they could have lost those fights last night. The other week. They could have lost those fights. Solid wins, man. Dominating performances, by the way. One guy got batted for 12 rounds, and Jason got hit with a jab to the body, man. And yes, it was real. All right? Yes, it was real. All right? Unless you've been hit with a jab to the body before, please don't talk. Please don't talk. Stop it. All right? The Charlos are now enemy of the state. All right? No surprise. No surprise there. Listen, I'm from the Bronx, New York, man, but I fucks with Texas, man. I fuck with Texas. Texas is running shit right now, man. I'm telling you, man, you got to tip your hat, man. You got to tip your hat. You got to tip your hat to Texas, man. You know what I mean? You can't shit on the Charlos. What smoke are they ducking? How did they go from not deserving the fight to having a successful pay-per-view amongst the pandemic to their no names? Help me understand that, because I don't get it, man. Terry Smoot Jr. was a stage KO. Let me hit you with a jab to the body. Show me how. I'll show you how staged it is, man. Nah, Terry, man. I know family. I know family. Yeah. I know family. Yeah, but yeah. Terry, you know what I'm saying? That's what people are saying. That's what people are saying. It was a stage KO, and you know what I mean? It's just pure hatred and it's disgusting behavior. It's like they love to hate whenever a black fighter moves forward. No matter what they say, oh, he don't sell, then he sells. Oh, they find a problem with us selling, and they start making up. Oh, well, the sales wasn't real because you know if you divide this, and some of the people bought the pay-per-view twice. So, look, a sale is a sale. A sale is a sale, man. I mean, you can't find a way to get off their dick. You're on it no matter what. For someone to find negative in the Charlos at this point, you're just a goddamn hater. You remember when Errol Spence illed out in that vehicle? When you read some of the chats when he walked away, basically, he ain't like get up and walk away, but the accident wasn't consistent with his injuries. He was very lucky, man, just to have a few missing teeth compared to what could have happened. When you read some of those comments in reference to him, did it not sound like, I mean, damn, like some of these comments, it's like, yo, damn, did you wish he died? What the fuck? I mean, really? Mikey Garcia, yo, you should teach him how to drive. You should teach your dumbass how to stay in a weight division where you could fucking compete properly because he whooped your ass for 12 rounds. Dumbass. The only other dumbass dumber than you is your fucking brother. Dumbass.
Hey,
dumb
man.
and dumber.
Hey, there you
dumbass.
Go. You're running downhill.
Hey, listen. I'm running downhill on fire. On fire.
All right, just say don't go crash my monetization, dog.
Nah, no doubt. No, I ain't gonna F-bomb, but I will call him a dumbass. Learn how to drive.
Dumbass is definitely within the realm of possibility. That works.
Yep.
Dumbass is a good one. Go ahead, man.
These dudes are out their minds. So when it comes to the, I mean, I got more folks talking about they wish the Charlos get into an accident. What the fuck did they do? I've read that.
Hey, watch. Now the dudes will be wishing these dudes have car accidents, but will get on Deontay Wilder if he say he want to catch a body.
Thank you.
I'll tell you, that's that shit. It's like, dude, they'll sell you the liquor and charge you for being drunk.
There it is.
Dog, it's the same hypocrisy, man. It's the same hypocrisy, dude. You got to check motherfuckers when they do one thing, when they have a standard for one person that they don't have for somebody else. And that shit is just keeps going on in boxing, man. I mean, it goes on in the real world, but shit, you wouldn't think, it would be, just so obviously fucking blatant with these dudes in boxing, man. Fastlane Jones said, just showing some love, man. Thank you so much for it, and it is appreciated. Thank you very much. Much love in that super chat. Let me get my thing. Right out here go. Much love in that super chat. Thank you. Spirit of Ogon said, yo, Drew and Fannon, why didn't Wilder let go of B since he let go of Breland? I believe he should. Who would be the perfect trainer for Wilder? Hey, man, can you take that question, Drew? I was still trying to work out that little bit of a behind-the-scenes problem I got going on. Oh, Terry Smoot. Where's Terry Smoot?
Yeah, much love to Terry Smoot, man. I know what he was doing, brother. I know. Much love to Terry Smoot.
I am just trying to keep it entertaining for y'all. Shout out to the LBC in the chat. Yeah, Terry, man. Ain't anybody with an emoji look like this? Nigga, I ain't taking your ass serious. He standing looking like one day I was hot. I was like, man, this motherfucker Terry Smoot keep fucking with me. I'm about to let it go. You know what I'm saying? I keep seeing Terry. I was like, I'm about to let this shit go. Like, because you guys got to understand, when you push me too far, dog, I will let shit go. I'm just letting you know, dog. I'm not beyond petty. I've never claimed that I'm like some sweet, innocent person. I'm not. You know what I mean? And so if you get to the point with me, dog, no matter this, it's just, dog, when you push me up against the wall, dog, I'm up against the wall. What do you expect? with somebody up against the wall. So I thought Terry Schmoot was just fucking with me one day. Then I saw his ass like this. I was like, motherfucker's been playing with me. He's just toying with me. And see, that's my weakness because I'm a serious guy. I would fall for somebody like Terry Schmoot over and over again fucking with me. Because he'll say some shit, won't be serious at all, but he be acting like it. And I'll be like, fuck you, Terry Schmoot. But you got me. Terry Schmoot's fucking whole shit is a weakness of mine, dog. Motherfucker, that's why I'm fucking Terry Schmoot, dog. But here's that question for you, for Spirit of Ogon, man. Hey, knock that out, man. I'll be right back. Are you cool on the show? I'm having fun, man.
Nah, man, we chilling, baby. We chilling.
That's what's up. All right, I'll be right back. I hope y'all are enjoying the show. I'm having a good time fucking around with y'all this morning, man. I'll be right back, though. Go ahead, Drew.
Okay. Spirit of Shogun. Here's what I think, man. I believe JD should have been out of there first. Yeah, I think he should have been out of there first. There's a lot of funny stuff going on. Breland, I kind of saw coming. And like I said, not necessarily an argument. You know, I'm gonna go on with the beliefs by saying that I believe they came to a mutual agreement. You know, I don't know if it was beef, and I'm not gonna assume it was beef. I'm not gonna assume it was some sort of big old argument. It's like, well, get the fuck out, and the door slammed behind them. Nah, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I wasn't there, but I'm gonna go with the belief that they came to a mutual agreement. Now, of course, Tyson Fury is gonna add fuel to whatever fire he thinks is burning. And he's going to try and hire him. He's doing everything. Like I said, he's pulling every rabbit out of the hat. He believes if you throw enough shit at the wall, something will stick. It makes sense. He's trying his best to get in Deontay Wilder's head, and it's just not working. It's failing on his face, and that's cool. Now, who would I prefer to see Wilder train with? This might come as a bit of surprise. I know the popular thing would be to say Buddy McGirt, right? I've heard Jonathan Banks. I've heard that. You know what I would go with, though? And this might just throw you all the way off. And I know it's impossible. And but just hear me out with this. All right. I'd like to see him with Antonio Tarver. How you like that? I'd like to see him with Antonio Tarver. Antonio Tarver was rangy. He's very poised. He knew how to set up his power hand. He didn't do anything super duper special. But he was very well at setting up his power hand, man. And he understands distance. The guy knows how to nullify speed, man. And I know a lot of people, myself included, was heartbroken when he offed Roy Jones in that rematch. But if you go back and look at that fight, all right, look at the things he did to nullify Roy. Look at the things he did to nullify Roy. I'm seeing Lennox Lewis. I mean, those are obvious picks. Those are obvious picks. You know, I don't think Deontay. Man, I don't think Deontay could do. I think Lennox will try and make Deontay Wilder him, and what Lennox Lewis did in the ring, Deontay Wilder. I don't think he would be comfortable fighting like that. You know what I mean? I don't think he would be too comfortable. Could he amplify what Deontay Wilder does already? Quite possible. But a lot of these former fighters turn trainers, they try and make their fighters them. And if they don't have the same talent, it messes up, which is why a lot of NBA players can't be head coaches. You understand? A lot of NBA players cannot be head coaches. You know, wait a minute. Jay Billow says, why was Breland fired? Looks like a scapegoat to me. No. We don't know if he was fired, and we don't know if Breland left. We don't know. Like I said earlier in the show, I got a text from a friend of mine saying Breland left Wilder. So did he leave or was he fired? No one knows. You know, but what I'm saying is I'm not going to assume the worst. You know, to call him a scapegoat, no. I'm not going to say he was a scapegoat. But like I said earlier, fighters change trainers all the time. You know, you have to go to the drawing board. We were saying for years, you know, a lot of us are saying, oh, you know, Wilder, all he has is his right hand. All of the Wilder haters, all he has is right hand. All he has is right hand. He can't box. If he don't land that right hand, he loses the fight. 40 some odd fights later, he's been landing that right hand every fight. And it takes drug use, drug poisoning, tainted gloves, and a loss for you motherfuckers to be like, see, I told you 40 fights later. All right, fine. So now he's doing something about it. The guy that he's been with from day one has him fighting like that. So now he wants to change something up, and it's still a problem with some of you guys. Shouldn't this be a good thing? Because Breland apparently was the problem a lot to the haters, right? Wasn't Breland the problem? Wasn't he the problem? Wilder can't fight. All he has is a right hand. He swings wild. Wasn't that Breland's fault? So now after his first L, he's switching things up, and now it's a problem still. It's still a problem. Y'all got to decide what y'all want, man. Well, I know what y'all want. Y'all want him gone from the sport because y'all feel better about y'all life. I don't know how that works. You know what I'm saying? But whatever, man. He ain't no scapegoat, brother. He ain't a scapegoat. He was the person in charge. And I'm going to assume that Wilder wanted to switch something up. He thinks he needs something different. See, trainers will bring you to a certain point. Lennox Lewis, the first half of his career, he wasn't with Emmanuel Stewart. That came later. Whoever he was with to that point showed him some things, and he couldn't teach him any further. So now he needed to learn something different. And Emmanuel Stewart was a master at honing in on the skills of fighters that had range. Look what he did with Tommy Hearns. And he took Lennox Lewis and he amplified his skill set. And he put him over the hump. Dre Day said Layman Brewster. I mean, well, I think Layman was a different kind of fighter than Deontay. I really wouldn't know what. You know what? I'll call him and ask. Yeah, I'll call him and ask. I'll call him on the phone and ask him. You know, what would you do if you was training Deontay? First of all, would you train Deontay Wilder? And what would you do? What would you change? And would he be capable to assist him in changing it? I don't know. Ben Davis. BBG says Ben Davis. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Tarver though. I'm gonna go with Tarver. I like Tarver. I really would like Tarver. I really would like Tarver, man, because what I see Tarver do in the ring, I can honestly say I would see Deontay Wilder doing in the ring. Very similar.
Yeah, except for the southpaw stance.
Wait, hold on. Jay Billow says, "Oh my God, you were talking sense until the cheating nonsense. Breland did more for Wilder than JD's. I don't know why he would be axed. Got YouTube channels demolishing Breland.
Hey,
it's an insult to." Oh yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me take that, man. Let me give you a breather, dog. Because we's on Jamal Charlo, Negro.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck we got here.
Hey, niggas using the flow. That's what's up, man. We wanted to see people to get a chance if they were sitting next to you, next to you at a bar or whatever, and they were chopping up about boxing. You don't get to know somebody unless you can hear them talk for like 2.5 hours. 2 hours a day every day. You get to know what they really think, man. So that was cool, man. That was good, man. You was flowing. Jay Billow said, "Oh my God, you were talking sense until the cheating nonsense. Breland did more for Wilder than JD's. I don't know why he would get axed. Got YouTube channels demonizing Breland. It's an insult to him." Well, let's go through that step by step, shall we? Thank you for the comment. Oh my God, nigga, calm down. Okay, let's just start that shit right there. Let's analyze that statement by starting with motherfucker, calm down. Oh my God, you were talking sense. Okay, great. There you go. Everybody know he was talking sense. So what? That's a worthless word. Okay, cheating nonsense. Say so. You don't agree with cheating nonsense? Fuck off. Who cares whether or not you believe about the cheating shit or not? I would suspect a whole bunch of shit don't make sense to you. So whether it's nonsense or not is in the, it's in the eye of the motherfucking intelligence, of the person. Some things make sense to humans that don't make sense to monkeys. Okay. Some things make sense to adults that don't make sense to kids. I am not going to sit around worried about whether or not shit makes sense to motherfuckers like you. Okay. Considering the rest of your motherfucking question, which was Breland did more for Wilder than JD's. How the fuck would you know? How do you know? What has Breland done? What has JD's done? How do you know? Because Mark Breland was a better fighter, he did more for Wilder than JD's. Well, okay, let's test that. You ever heard of Deontay Wilder talking about his grandmother? You ever heard that, Drew?
Absolutely.
He said he credits his grandmother for saying, telling him that he was special and all that good stuff. Remember that?
Yep, that's right.
Do you know at all? Have you ever heard of Deontay Wilder's grandmother being a boxer?
Nope.
You ever heard of her training him to be a boxer?
Nope.
No, but he values her considerably, right?
That's right.
Okay, so do you think that Breland did more for Deontay Wilder than his grandmother?
Doubt it.
Well, who do you think he might value more? The woman that gave his entire family life, or Mark Breland?
I'm gonna go with grandma.
Yeah, go with grandma, right? So if Jay Dees was the first person that got Deontay Wilder into boxing, gave him a place to train, worked with him, taught him how to fight, to get him to the point where he could be in an amateur team, make the bronze medal, and could get right before he ever met Mark Breland. Would you say that being the person that was responsible for worked with who's more important? The guy that worked with you from the beginning to get you to the point where you meet Mark Breland so that Mark Breland can help you, or, Mark Breland? It would probably be the guy that introduced you, that gave you your first initial chance. So suffice it to say, dog, that you have no fucking idea what Mark Breland has done for Deontay Wilder, because you're not Deontay Wilder, and versus JD. So I don't know why he would be asked. Again, don't nobody give a fuck whether you know why he would be asked. He got asked. So use your fucking imagination, because there's a reason that he got fired or a reason that he left. And all of the regular information is out there for everybody. That's why we shared whatever information we have, so we can all make a judgment based on the information everybody has. And there you go. YouTube channels demonizing Breland. That ain't my fucking problem. I've not done a Mark Breland video other than to say he got fired, and I didn't demonize him at all. And the one thing that you said that was actually worth thinking is obvious, but at least it's right. It's an insult to him. Yes, if there are YouTube channels demonizing Mark Breland, it is an insult to Mark Breland. Obviously. So the fuck what are you telling me that for?
Exactly. Hey. I said I like to agree it was a mutual. I like to say it was a mutual agreement. They decided to part ways. Why everything got to be beef?
All you know is that they're not working together anymore.
That's all. It's a matter of perception, and I said that at the top of the show. It's a matter of perception. I
disagree with that. I don't think it's a matter of perception. I think it's a matter of fact, but we don't know that we don't know, because Mark Breland knows why it is. Like,
well, he said, Jay Biller. This guy said he was fired, and I'm saying we don't know. I had two people telling me he was fired, and then I'm reading a couple of articles saying that he left him.
Which is why you don't have to
you
worry
can't
about
fire me. I quit. You see what I'm saying? That's why I was saying it's a matter of their perception.
What do you know? What I'm saying is, what do you know?
Right.
What do we know? What we know is he's fired. That's it. That's all you know. That's all we know. Yep. Because ain't nobody telling us that, because ain't nobody telling what happened. So two people know for sure. Deontay Wilder and Mark Breland. They're the only people that know. But shit, it makes sense to ask the question why. Well, shit, Deontay Wilder did tell the motherfucker not to, and JD's did say, hey, look, we told him in that situation, we have a game plan for that situation. And Mark Breland didn't follow the game plan. But we all have an agreed upon great game plan. If this happens, this is what we're going to do. We all sat down ahead of time and told everybody. And what we know is that Mark Breland did something different. Now, dude, you can get fired over that. Because think if I'm having a conversation with you, right? And I say, look, man, I'm going into a fight, Drew. I'm going into a fight, Drew. And look, if I get hurt anytime before the 12th, the 11th round, and I'm not like, no matter what, do not stop it. Make the ref stop it. Because there is somebody in there that can stop the fight. The ref can stop the fight. So if the fight's going to be stopped, don't let it be me, let it be the ref. Okay? Because that's the fact of the matter. If it should have been fight, it ain't JD's fault that Kenny Bayless didn't stop that fight two rounds earlier. And the fact of the matter is that Kenny Bayless did not stop that fight.
That's right.
And Kenny Bayless is right there watching what's going on. If Kenny Bayless thought that Deontay Wilder shouldn't be allowed to fight anymore, Kenny Bayless would have said so. So as much as people want to say, oh, he saved him from himself, no, a lot of the times you're saving the motherfucker from a ref. You trying to save this dude from a ref. And Mark Breland took it out of Kenny Bayless's hands. So the fact of the matter is, from my point of view, I can understand why Deontay Wilder might say you got to get the fuck out of here. Because otherwise, everybody got to get on Kenny Bayless and say, Kenny Bayless, why did you let that fight go on that much longer than it should have? Whatever was that obvious. No, dude, what was obvious was that Deontay Wilder was losing the fight. He was obvious he was losing the fight. But dog, dude, I've seen people take worse beatings than that, man. And the fight continued to go on, man. He was not getting staggered. He wasn't getting, like, in that round where he didn't get, like, staggered, and he just didn't have any balance. But still, if you make that decision, you can get fired because Kenny Bayless can stop the fight. Doctors can stop the fight. After he gets knocked down, a doctor can say, let me see him. There's other ways that fight could have got stopped. But they could have all, you know what they could have all done too? If anybody other than Mark Breland and JD's threw that towel in, nobody could have said that Deontay Wilder was a quitter.
Yep.
And whether you guys like it or not, Mark Breland took that from him. And that shit is, Kenny Bayless should have stopped that fight. Is what Deontay Wilder is saying. Not, oh no, nobody should ever stop the fight. Let me die. No, dog, there's somebody else in the ring that could have stopped that fight. Kenny Bayless could have stopped that fight. And that's what he could have said straight to Mark Breland's face. And what the fuck could have Mark Breland have said? Look, man, let him stop the fucking fight. Fuck that. I'm awake. Do I look, as soon as you did it, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Did I look like I wasn't alert? As soon as you said that shit, I was like, why? I'm awake. The fuck is wrong with you? You could have said, hey, Deontay, are you okay? Yeah, man, I'm okay. Shit, I'm okay. Don't worry about it. I'm wobbled. My legs are off, but I'm okay. I can get lucky. Or let the ref stop it. If it's shit's gonna stop, let the ref fucking stop it. You're not gonna have these motherfuckers running around calling me a quitter, calling me a coward. Hey, man, fuck that, dude. If you want to fire Mark Breland over that shit, fucking goodbye. That shit is well within his right, dude. Well within his rights. You talking about you don't understand it. Fuck out of here. I understand. And then you're going to use the word axed. Oh, my God. Get the fuck out of here, man. With all that bullshit, man. He didn't follow instructions. He got fired for insubordination is what the fuck happened. He got called for insubordination. If I got a company and I'm trying to invest my money in some shit and somebody working for me thinks it's a bad investment and they just decide that they're not going to invest the money, and then I'm looking and the shit explodes, right? It shit explodes and I go looking like, hey, man, where's my money? And they be like, oh, damn, I didn't invest it. Why? Because I didn't think that was a smart decision. Oh, my God. I don't understand.
You made an executive decision. You made an executive decision where I told you not to. You nigga, you ain't in charge. Get out. You're fired. You're lucky you don't get your ass whooped on the way out.
Yeah, that's it. You just got to go. So don't see that. So don't feign. That means fake. Don't fake like you don't understand that if somebody did that shit to you, get the fuck out of here, man. And don't nobody owe anybody undying motherfucking loyalty. Like, never will I ever let you go shit. That ain't his wife. Even if it was his wife, that shit don't go that far. Yes, there's limitations to everything. Nigga, I told you not to do this. And take a look at it this way. I can't let you stay here because nigga has to do it again. Or somebody else will do this shit to me because I didn't let him know. No, nigga, you the fuck out. You stop this shit. And matter of fact, I might sign a contract, your ass. You do not do this. Only person allowed to stop this fucking fight named JD's or my mama from their side or whatever. Other than that, dog, you stop a fucking fight because they say they think you have the ability, dog. You not getting paid and I'm fucking suing you. You cannot do that by express, like how they like to make up them new ass rules. Sign a motherfucking nigga to a contract that if his ass does that shit, nigga, you paying up. You see, if you shall not stop a motherfucking fight while you on that apron. Otherwise, X will happen. Sign on the dotted motherfucking line. Sir, I'm not paying you to stop fights and ruin my reputation. Fuck out of here, nigga. I'm supposed to be laid out. At least these other niggas got the right to be laid completely the fuck out before they lose. The fucking Tyson Fury got to get laid out literally. And they didn't stop the fight. Deontay Wilder's woozy and his shit gets stopped? Come on, man.
This dude, the more I think about it, this motherfucker sees the same evidence that we've seen. I made reference to his cheating because that's what Tyson Fury does. I made reference to his cheating because that's what we fucking saw in the gloves. We saw him refuse a bottle of water. He asked where it came from. Guy said, I don't know. He said, I'm not taking it. Not to mention his whole track record from Christian Hammer to him testing positive because he ate some pig dick, allegedly. From a farmer that doesn't even carry pigs, boars, whatever you want to call them. But we're crazy. It's nonsense. It's beyond the scope of reason that this guy cheated that night. Really? Listen, that you just told me every type of person. You just told me what kind of person you are. All right. So F you with a lit flare. Next.
Yeah, man. So hey, for sure. True King says Slew for 9, tell Canelo to get ready for Lions only. Exactly. But look, that's what I want to talk about, and we're gonna do it like that, and then we about good. I do want to make a statement though about Jamal Charlo, and all that ridiculous level of hatred and dumb shit going on. Man, you guys need to just fucking accept the fact that the black fighters are good, that there are a lot of very, very good black fighters. And stop letting people sell you on the idea that because somebody is more popular, that means that they're a better boxer. And because they've beaten other fighters, that means that they're going to beat every fighter. You're never going to lose to a fighter you don't fight. And so very well, for certain, the only reason that one or two of these things happened is because a fight didn't happen. The only reason Jamal Charlo has not beaten Canelo Alvarez, for sure, one reason we know for certain is because Canelo won't fight him. And one reason that Canelo, and one reason that we know Canelo has not lost to Jamal is not necessarily because the dude is not a better fighter. It's because he won't fight him. And these guys, like I've been telling you, the people I've been laying out and talking about, they either ignore the fight like Jamal Charlo, right? Or they spend their time talking about something other than that with Canelo Alvarez. Much more press has been given to Canelo Alvarez fighting Sergey Kovalev in the mainstream press than conversations about Jamal Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. I guarantee you. There may be one every blue moon. On ESPN, did you see an article more than 2 articles in the last 2 weeks about Charlo versus Canelo?
Nope.
No. You're not going to see it. You're not going to hear the conversations because it's a conversation because they're not interested in providing that fight because of the likelihood that Canelo Alvarez will lose. And that's why. If there was a less than 30% chance of Canelo Alvarez losing to Jamal Charlo, they would make that fight tomorrow. Because they can make a lot of money. Just like they were willing to take on Sergey Kovalev. Because there was less than a 60% chance, for sure. I think less than a 30% chance. Less than a 30% chance that Canelo was going to lose that fight. Because the chance of Canelo Alvarez losing the fight is directly coordinated to the likelihood or the percentage of Sergey Kovalev knocking him out. Since the only way Canelo Alvarez can lose that fight with Kovalev is knocking him out, all Canelo had to do is not get knocked out. Sergey Kovalev can't win that fight because he can't. He's old, drunk. This nigga's juiced up. He ain't going to knock him out. But Jamal Charlo, speed is a different equation, dog. Speed is a different equation. When you're looking at speed, the problem is that you're getting hit with shit. Like, it may not be as powerful as Kovalev's punches, but they might, but the effect is because they're landing. It doesn't matter how hard you punch if the shit don't land. So that's why they have harder time with the littler guy. Because shit, Floyd Mayweather kept hitting him. Austin Trout kept hitting him.
Let me ask a question. To the pro Canelo fans and to the Charlo doubters and haters, whatever you want to call them, what is the reason for that fight not to happen next? What's the reason? What can you say to justify the Charlos not being in, well, Mel in particular, not being in a position? Because he just did a pay-per-view. All right. Why does he not deserve a Canelo fight next? Can anyone explain that?
Yeah, I could, because they don't have a voice. They're not gonna be able to speak because they in the chat.
Hey.
I'm just fucking with you, but I'm about to get this nigga right here, Big Tone Bone. Big Tone Bone. With a picture of a little kid, with a picture of a 14-year-old boy on your motherfucking right next to your name, you're gonna say your shit is Big Tone Bone. Okay, sure, Mr. Big Tone Bone. You just hate Canelo, huh? No, I don't hate Canelo at all. The facts hate Canelo. The steroid accusations, the steroid conviction, that hates Canelo. can't stand Canelo. The WBC franchise belt can't stand Canelo. Canelo ducked Jermall Charlo. That didn't happen. I'm not hating it because I didn't go say, Mauricio Suleiman, you son of a bitch, I'm going to slap you in your mouth if you do not make Canelo Alvarez the franchise champion. So that people can ridicule him because I hate Canelo. I didn't do that. I don't have the ability to do that. So how could I possibly be responsible for the actual source of the criticism? The criticism with Canelo is that he tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. And dude, Canelo Alvarez provided the blood or urine, whatever it was. He's the one that provided it. He's the reason, not me.
Hold on. I'm sorry. The man just said he's just doing what Mayweather's doing. I just want to point that out. I'm about to. Oh, no, you know what? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
Sorry.
Go ahead, man.
Big Tone Bone. He is not doing what Mayweather is doing. How many times did Mayweather pop dirty? I'll wait. How many easy fights did Mayweather take? All right. How many Liam Callums are on Mayweather's resume? All right. And you was probably the same guy that when Mayweather was doing that, allegedly, you were complaining about it. Get the fuck out of here. You, Big Tone Bone, explain to me why Canelo should not fight Charlo. Put it up. Explain to me why he shouldn't fight him. We're not talking drugs. We got to talk drugs. It's all relevant. Tell me why Charlo should not fight. Tell me why Canelo should not fight Charlo. Next. Tell me why. And don't talk to me about business. Don't talk to me about nothing else. We're talking boxing, right? You want to talk about drugs? Let's talk about the facts. Why should they fight next? Why shouldn't they fight next? And this is what I'm talking about. You guys, well, not you guys, you say guys like this protecting their favorite fighter. We dick ride black fighters, you dick riding a Mexican fighter. Now, Big Tone Bone. Tell me why. Tell me why. You don't want to see your guy fight the best? Because if he beats Charlo, he's a hero, right? Why should he not fight him next? I'm waiting. You've been typing real fast. I'm waiting on it. Why shouldn't they fight next? Big Tone Bone. Why shouldn't Canelo fight Charlo next? Why not Charlo? Who is he going to fight other than that? What is he going to jump to, what, 168? Fight Caleb Plant? No, there's danger there. So he ain't going to 160. He go to 175 again? Better be if it's up there. He ain't doing that. So we got 160 and we got 154. There's two Charlos there. Why not? Because it's a money fight now. It's a money fight now, right? Charlo just did a pay-per-view.
Hey, let me keep it going. Let me keep it pushing.
Yeah, please, because Big Tone Bone is Big Tone gone.
Yeah. Okay, so you hating on all the Mexicans. All right, so we got rid of the you hate the facts hate it. I don't. Hating on all Mexicans. Canelo Alvarez is one person. He's not all Mexicans. I can name at least 5 other Mexicans who are not Canelo. So fuck out of here with the pandering shit, okay? Canelo Alvarez needs to fucking fight Jermall Charlo. That's just what it is. He was this mandatory, okay? Not all Mexicans are Canelo Alvarez's mandatory for the WBC belt. Not all Mexicans were champions at 154 pounds, the same weight class that Canelo Alvarez was a weight class he was in. All Mexicans were not fighting on it. Golden Boy signed with Golden Boy not too long after Canelo Alvarez signed with Golden Boy. Okay, they were both fighting on Canelo Alvarez. I mean, they were both fighting on Showtime, both fighting for Golden Boy, both at 154. Did not fight. Could fight an older, fought Lara, right?
fought Austin Trout, right? Was fighting PBC fighters, okay? So it's not some situation like Terence Crawford where, we're saying, hey, man, he did some other side of the street thing. No, the fuck there was not. For the vast majority of that time, there was not other side of the street problem between Canelo Alvarez and Jermall Charlo. When Canelo Alvarez left and once he got that big fight with Mayweather on Showtime, he ducked out of Showtime and went over there to HBO. Left the network that he and Charlo were fighting over. So understand that the history with Jermall Charlo and Canelo goes back before Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. And my friend, that was a long fucking time ago. That was a long time ago. Years ago. Right? Is that what you guys say about Canelo when he lost to Floyd? He was too young. Well, guess what? He could have fought Jermall before he fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. because they're the same fucking age. This ain't no new dude that just popped up. That shit was years ago. Years ago. That shit was in 16 or 17. That was either in 16 or 15. That was at least, 5-6 years ago that fight took place? That's 5-6 years of ducks, man. That's 5-6 years of ducks. That you can say, and that's so now we're now in a new time, okay? Because the excuse you guys used for Charlo before that was that nobody knew him and who did he beat? Remember that? Canelo's a star. Those were the excuses that you were using originally for Canelo not happening with Charlo because Canelo was the up-and-coming superstar and nobody knew Jermall Charlo. He was just some guy. He's just some guy wearing braids out of Texas, which is why we didn't get the fight before Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather. Then once Floyd Mayweather became Canelo became a pay-per-view guy, right? Then it was, they're on different networks. Right? Because it was HBO and Showtime, now HBO and DAZN. Fuck out of here. Now that border is going to go away because Canelo Alvarez got a lawsuit against DAZN and there is no HBO. So now that Canelo's in a situation where if he goes to Fox, if he does not resign DAZN and he goes to Fox or he goes to Showtime, you can't use the old excuse that nobody knows him because he's been on Showtime. He's headlined a Showtime pay-per-view. It doesn't matter whether or not he's done 50 million pay-per-view buys or not. It's that he's known by the fan base that buys pay-per-views on the network that he would be fighting on. It's now an in-house fight like everything else. It's now justified, just like his fight would have been with Gennady Golovkin when he was on HBO. Because it was an in-house fight. That's why that fight was good. Because it was an in-house fight. Now you have a fight where it's now an in-house fight. So why would you have an issue with making that fight? He's the only other guy in the middleweights that's done pay-per-view. Demetrius Andre's never been on a pay-per-view. And Gennady Golovkin is done. He won't even be over the PBC. It would be a PBC DAZN thing. So now, if he makes the move, Gennady Golovkin's done for multiple reasons. Number one, he ain't been on his pay-per-view that he was on, wasn't all that. But he was admittedly on a pay-per-view with Canelo, but he's not available because DAZN doesn't fight on pay-per-view. And Canelo says that he doesn't want to fight him. And if Canelo goes back to a Gennady Golovkin fight now, after Jermall Charlo beat up Sergey Deverenchenko like that, if he goes and fights, man, it'll be just a duck. There's no out of it. So whatever you want to talk about, dog, I ain't trying to hear it. on that Charlo Canelo shit. Okay, and as far as you're man, get the fuck out of here, man. If I celebrate black fighters, I'm a racist because I celebrate black fighters. If I'm not talking about a black fighter and I say something about somebody that's not a black fighter, then I just hate Mexicans because they're all Mexicans. God dog, man, get the fuck up out of here with that cornball shit. Sorry, man, I hit the mute. Oh, I hit the mute on Drew for a second, man, because I just wanted to make sure I got that shit all the way out. I just didn't want it to go, and I got to get through this. Oh, my bad, man. How am I fucking that up? Hard body G Timo said, salute for Nan and Don and Drew. Yes, sir, man. Much love in that super chat. And then my man True King said Canelo did make a mistake in fighting Mayweather, but how much do you think Eddie Hearn and Oscar will have in making Canelo only fighting the safe fights? Eddie Hearn can't do Canelo anything because that's not his promoter. And neither will is Oscar De La Hoya. And Oscar De La Hoya is not going to be a promoter either. If he gets out of this lawsuit, Canelo Alvarez will be his own promoter. And then Canelo doesn't have anything in safe fights because he'll be a pay-per-view fighter on Showtime or on Fox. And if he becomes a pay-per-view fight, he's going to have to fight the best fighters to sell the pay-per-view. Because the reason that Jamal Charlo's pay-per-view did well is because it was good competitions. All of the pay-per-views that have been on Showtime and Fox have all been very competitive fights. Good fights that are worth paying for. So Canelo's going to have to do that. And that's Charlo's the guy that is worth paying for. What's your take on that, Drew?
Drew?
You there?
Yeah,
okay.
You're right. Yeah, you can hear me? Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, Oscar, man, listen, doesn't Canelo make his own fights anyway? Why are we having that conversation? He fights. They had Oscar was the one that begged him. Oh God, remember Irisandy Lara? Oscar was like, "Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this." He said, "F that." I was born ready, and he took that fight. And he barely won it. Barely. So Canelo calls his own shots. He's a boss. 36 million a fight or something like that. He's his own boss. So I'm not hearing Eddie Hearn can't do shit for him. Oscar can't do what he wants. Matter of fact, they got beef, man. Look, Canelo does what he wants to do. And what he doesn't want to do is fight Charlo. That's what he doesn't want to do. So let's keep it all the way 100 with this guy. We know what he's doing. Hold him accountable. And take that insecure racist shit somewhere else, man. There's no place for it.
Yes, sir.
It's insecure. That's what it is. We over here talking about black fighters. We talking about all kinds of fighters. And here he come. Oh, you sit on the Mexican fighters. Get the fuck out. How about this? Tell your man to fight somebody. He was supposed to stop Charlo years ago. Now he waited and it got worse. Because I just said, he might have a hard time with Charlo back then. Now, Charlo whoops his ass. Now, how do we find out? Fight. Shut me up. Make me a believer, Canelo, because now I don't believe you. Now I say, where you had about 7 years ago, where I say he gave you a hard time, now he beat you. He beat your ass in 7. He beat your ass in 7. Both of them. 154 and at 160. Changed my mind. Your fans, you disagree? Big Tone Bone, you disagree? Email your man in Spanish so you know he read it. Fight Charlo, please. Stop these black guys from talking negative about us Mexicans. Yeah, I said it.
Man, look,
I said it. Don't get me started.
Hey, I'm gonna get into none of the Mexican stuff, dude, because Mexicans good people. Y'all got good fighters and all
Awesome.
that shit. I ain't bugging on that shit.
But it's crazy. He was here the whole time. He was here the whole time. We was just telling the truth about Bud.
Dude, he probably ain't even Mexican, dog.
Probably not. But we were just talking negative about, well, not negative. We was telling the truth about Bud. And Bud fans, they didn't like what they heard, but it was the truth. We was just talking about Bomac.
Dog, but it's okay.
We was talking about all morning.
Black people, man. You can criticize black people. There's no problem dogging out black people.
Yeah.
You just can't dog out people
That's
that
right.
ain't black. Okay? Hey, True
Right
King said did make a mistake in fighting Mayweather, but how do you think? Okay, we got that. Jupiter B in the super chat said, we hold Bud accountable weekly and pressure him to make tough fights, but we do it to Canelo, who far worse. We don't like Mexicans. Is Bud Mexican? Yeah, I mean, he is no, it don't even fucking matter. You know the deal. True King said, I didn't understand how y'all racists think you're very objective and fair, but we're black. And what's TBH?
To be honest.
And to be honest, I'm here because I'm black and like supporting black people. Yeah, man. So look, let's get all bullshit out of the way here. Okay, because on the real, okay, I like talking boxing with black men somewhere around my age. And that is my right. Okay. I'm not telling you can't have a job on YouTube. You know what I mean? There's plenty of channels to be had. Limitless, from what I understand. Go ahead and start one or go find one, dog. You know what I mean? But there's nothing wrong with me. And I don't even care if there was something wrong with it. So what? You know what I mean? I eat pork bacon. There's something wrong with that. But fuck you. It's my bacon. Okay? It's just what it is. If you don't like the fact that I'm going to support black fighters, or I am not, and by the way, I mean support them when somebody else is trying to tear them down. Okay? That's the only time you need to support somebody. Floyd Mayweather Jr. does not need my fucking support. Okay? His ass got more money than God, like he tells us all the damn time. He doesn't need my support. He doesn't. And he's not boxing anymore. So the stupid shit he be saying and all that, dog, I have no responsibility whatsoever to fuck around and act like I support any of that dumb shit. You know what I mean? But if somebody's trying to tear down the reputation of a black fighter, no, I'm not going to support that shit. Even if I think you might even be a little bit, it might be that your reasons for doing it might be good. Doesn't matter. No, I'm not going to be supporting that shit. Yeah, Adrian Broner's an asshole. Yeah, he lost. He ain't won a fight in like 5 years. Okay, but if the dude wants to come back, I'm supporting him. Okay, you can say, yeah, he's a bum. All that. Yeah. But I'm going to support him. And that's my right. I got money. That's to his credit and to my pleasure. You know what I mean? Because he knows for certain, Adrian Broner, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a pay-per-view, I'm going to be one of the 10 people to buy that shit. Okay? I will be there for you, watching your fight. Just like I've been there with Bud and all that. I've been there with Gary Russell Jr. I fucking pay for that trash bullshit fucking channel DAZN. So I don't get it. I'm not going to say no. No. My man Dre's Finest said, this one for the road for now. Drew, see you later. Yes, sir. And actually, man, we are going to close up on those great words. We have had a wonderful show today. Man, you got any final thoughts, in the chat, Drew?
Yo, man, shout out to you, Fannon, for having me on. Shout out to the chat, man. Y'all make the show, man. And we just come up here and just provide y'all with boxing talk, man. This is what we love to do. And we keep the sport alive. You know what I mean? I'm Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the entire LDBC. You follow me right here on YouTube and follow me on the gram under the same name. Tonight, I will be on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, LDBC Strong, boxing over bullshit. And I have some choice words about a situation. So y'all tune in. Be thoroughly entertained.
Yes, sir. Hey, dog. And look, man, we kept like over 600 people engaged in talking multiple boxing conversations for almost 3.5 hours.
That's what we do.
Dog, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, man. That is, and when I'm telling you, Terry Schmoo Jr. and everybody that supports, I know what that means. And I'm going to 100% value you guys coming and paying attention to what I got to say and what Drew has to say and the people that come onto the channel has to say, man. You know what I mean? So just understand, man, we're going to give it to you straight. And again, real straight for the super chats today. Thank you. Okay, because this is going somewhere where it is definitely needed. So thank you very much for all your support. Make sure that if you've not already hit the like. If you have not already subscribed to my man, Drew Titan, thank you so much, dog. He's the only, when there's only one guy, he's the only guy that got to deal with me getting irritable for getting cut off because I, can be an egomaniac sometimes and I want to finish my whole sentence. But Drew, thank you for being so consistent and so fucking patient and so honest in the channel, man. And if we ever disagree, man, please make sure that you say it 100 miles an hour, dude, because I ain't never got a problem with it. I appreciate you. And I appreciate everybody in the chat. And thank you to everybody that agrees with me and does not agree with me, dude, because it's just my opinion. And this is just a conversation, dog. This is just a big boxing conversation. And the boxers that come in and out of it can change and do change. The situations that come in and out of it do change. But the boxing talk stays consistent, man. The boxing talk is what pays the bill, man. And I mean that. Boxing talk pays the bills. If people ain't talking about the fights, the fight ain't getting sold. If people ain't talking about the fight ain't getting made. So thank you guys for trusting me in this conversation. This boxing conversation. This is boxing talk. This is boxing talk. Thank you very much. All right, Drew. We'll get with you. Sir. All right, man. With that, we out. Peace.